Take the field, so we are about set to go. Rain delay that's been over an hour. There's actually some blue sky up there. When we come back, we'll take a look at the starting lineups and get this game 2 underway. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And we get set to go. Take a look at our game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. 87 degrees. Humidity remains very high. Partly cloudy skies, and there are showers in the area. We'll hope they stay out of this particular area. And here's the starting lineup for Kevin Cash's Rays. Kiermaier, Wendell, and Bowers. Choi, Robertson, and Smith. Gomez gets the start. Perez, the young catcher, his debut last night. And Willie Adams will be in at short. Maddox Smith here in July, sizzling.
Yeah, let's take a look at Andrew Cashner's pitch arsenal this season. He's got them all. Two-seam fastball, probably the most important, and should be the go-to pitch when he needs outs on the ground. I know this Oriole defense has been hit or miss, it seems, all year, but you got to stick with your best pitch, and I think Cashner's best pitch is that two-seamer. He's had problems with the home run. And I like it keeping the ball on the ground. It seems to be jumping out of here right now, especially against the Oriole pitchers. Take a look at the rest of the numbers for Cashner on the year. Only the 2 wins. He had the 9 losses on the year. 4.40 earned run average. Not that bad. Over 100 innings pitched right now. The 83 punch outs. Has given up 116 hits though. I'd like to get that a little bit lower. Opponent's hitting 278. The righties at 291. And lefty's only 264. But there you see the 16 home runs he's given up. So keeping it in the yard is going to be the key, and use that defense tonight. They made some pretty good plays. Of course, there was an error and another unearned run put on the board for the Orioles last night, made by the pitcher at the end of the ball game. But the Oriole defense, over on the left side especially, made some pretty nice plays. Peterson at third base and Beckham at short.
Cashner's going to reach one of those markers in a professional career here in this ball game tonight. The first next 2 outs he records, he will have reached 1,000 innings pitched in his career. He is 44 and 73 lifetime, and as we showed you, one of the top 3 lowest ERAs for the number of wins picked up in all of baseball history.
All right, unbelievable.
Yes, yep. So we're underway after the rain delay, and the pitch will be taken inside. Kiermaier is leading it off. Kevin Kiermaier in the leadoff spot, 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. This will be the first time he has faced the Oriole right-hander, and the pitch will be taken inside. Jansen Viscotti is the home plate umpire. He's a first-year umpire making his debut in the majors after a number of years in the minors. So they're going to have to learn his strike zone because you don't really have any history on the home plate umpire in this ball game. We had an hour and 19-minute rain delay before this ball game got started. 2 ball 1 strike delivery on the way, and that's going to be a base hit to left field. Kiermaier got one that was up and he didn't miss it, drove it the other way.
Easier pitch to handle when it's elevated and slapping it out there to left field. Trey Mancini is going to be in left field tonight. Jones and Rickard as well. Beckham and Scope turning 2 up the middle. Valencia getting the start at third base tonight. Chris Davis over at first, and the red hot hitting Caleb Joseph once again behind the plate.
So the leadoff man on here in the first inning against Cashner, and Joey Wendell coming up. Talking about hot hitters, this is one of them. Wendell slashing the ball all over the place. 2 for 4 in the ball game last night, and will be up high. He has faced Cashner 3 at bats. He's gone 1 for 3 against the Oriole right-hander. Cashner is 0-1 this year against Tampa Bay, and lifetime 1-1 against the Rays. Throw over will get Kiermaier back to the bag.
Yeah, he had a start back on May 26th against Tampa. We lasted the 5 innings, and Tampa whacked him around for 11 hits, which was a career high. 11 hits given up.
Kiermaier stolen 6 out of 7, and that pitch is going to be up high. So he will fall behind here 2-0. Kiermaier really getting back into game condition after a long time on the DL. Finally getting back into the lineup. And are they ever happy to have their center fielder back? 2-0 count. Infield a double play depth. Real good speed. Wendell can fly. The left-handed batter at the plate. Off speed pitch, and everything by Cashner here in the first 2 hitters is up.
Yeah, everything elevated right now. Hard time getting it down there around the knees. That's where you want to put it if you want a ground ball. But boy, look at that. Everything up and out of the strike zone.
3-0 count should be a take here, one would think. And it is, not even close. So not a good start here from the first 2 hitters. Cashner still trying to find, we were talking about release points. That's what he's looking for.
Yeah, that's it. And a lot of times it's just a matter of staying back just a hair longer so that you have the time to get over that front side and drive it downhill. And just a little quick in heading towards home plate.
This is where Tampa Bay did really well last night. They ended up with a 5 for 11 with runners in scoring position in the ball game last night, and that made the difference in the game. Now they got 2 on, nobody out. That one ripped into the seats, foul. Cashner just trying to find a strike, and that's exactly what Bowers was waiting for, but he got around on it a little too far.
Yeah, a lot of times if a pitcher throws 4 straight balls, the hitter's licking his lips because he knows he's going to try to get strike 1. That's what Bauer was waiting on, and buggy whipping that one out of there.
RBI in the ball game last night, along with the 1 for 4. He's had 11 RBIs last 10 games. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. Count will go to 1-1. Good numbers with runners in scoring position on the season for Bowers. Another one of their young players getting a lot of opportunity to play here this season. Good stop made by Caleb on a pitch that was down. So right now, got to figure these Rays hitters are going to wait a little bit on Cashner. Seems to be all over the place with the pitches, so they're going to make him throw some strikes. He has walked 45 in 106 innings, given up a little over a hit per inning, 116 hits. And they are taking, and that pitch is going to miss inside, and the count goes to 3-1.
Yeah, man. Get it back in that zone. Find a way to make the adjustment here. Definitely something mechanical.
He'll be looking for the fastball. 3-1, runners off first and second. Chopper. It'll move the runners up. Davis will go to the bag and record the out. So again, a productive at bat, not necessarily what he was trying to do, but he did get the runners moved up.
Yeah, right. You see Bauer shaking his head. No frustration. He obviously wanted to do more. He's a pretty dangerous hitter. On his 39 hits, about 60% of them are extra base hits. So frustrated with the little rollover first out there.
So that will bring Choi to the plate. Good ball game last night. Missed a home run by fraction of an inch. Got a ground rule double on it right on top of the left field wall. ended up with a 2 for 4. And also picked up an RBI in the ball game. Pitch will be taken down low. He had one of the great videos of the year as he failed to get the home run by a matter of an inch. So when he got back in after scoring in the dugout, the teammates gave him a couple of weights and he was doing push-ups in order to gain enough strength so the next time he would get it out of the yard. Here's the 1-0 delivery to him, and he will take the pitch for a strike on the inside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Choi.
Yeah, I feel like that statement, get to the weight room, has probably been in baseball for 100 years, right? Warning track power, you better get in the weight room.
He didn't even bother to go to the weight room. He just did it right in the right in the dugout. He has been hot. He's hitting the ball hard. 7 for his last 18 over a 5-game stretch. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 in scoring position. A big early at bat. 1-1. That'll move him back off the plate, and a 2 ball, 1 strike count at 93. Cashner having to work behind on these hitters early on here in the first inning. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Kiermaier's on at third. Wendell's on at second. Good speed both places. 2-1, check swing foul. Right in the end of the dugout on the Rays side.
Yeah, good fastball right there. Carlos Gomez say, come on, man, put it in play. You almost got me. Good 2-seamer, 91 miles an hour.
There's never sympathy over there, ever. No sympathy of any
frozen.
kind. Yep, frozen in place. Out there. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Ground ball up the middle. Run will score, but Beckham will record the out. So Choi will get the RBI. Kiermaier scores, and a 1-0 lead for the Rays. Over to third goes Wendell with 2 down.
Yeah, really more unselfish play here by this Rays team. And you get runners over there, second and third. You got the infield back. I mean, that's easy money. Hard to the middle. There it was. Hard ground ball. And Tampa Bay putting the first mark on the board.
Choi will pick up RBI number 4 since joining the Rays. Number 6 on the year. Playing in just his 10th game with Tampa Bay. And a breaking ball is going to be taken outside. So Robertson up, 2 down, and a runner on at third base. Daniel Robertson getting the start at third. He had an at-bat coming off the bench last night, ended up going 0 for 1. One jumped up and hit him.
A nice little slider. How about this youngest average age of the active rosters, and the Rays, of course, in that youth movement. 27 years, 35 days. Young hitter right now, only 24 years old. And there you see the Orioles down at the bottom of the list. Believe it or not. I can't believe it that they have the oldest team in the American League. Of course, Chris Davis and Adam Jones up at 32 years old, but it just seemed like yesterday they were both the young pups here on this team.
Yep. Robertson will take the pitch inside. Daniel Robertson out of Upland, California. He is only 24 years old. Spent his rookie season last year mostly with the Rays with a big club. That pitch is going to be taken inside and a pretty good eye. Robertson has gone 3 for 3. Lifetime off Andrew Cashner. Cashner, you can bet, knows that, so being a little careful. And a 3 ball 1 strike count. Long inning already. 22 pitches thrown, and they've been with guys on base. 3-1 delivery got him to go after 1 down and in, and the count is full, 3-2.
3-1 slider right there, and Robertson gearing up for the fastball. So Cashner throws the hard slider. Good enough break down at the bottom of the zone as Robertson swings right over the top.
So big pitch here on a 3-2 from Cashner. The right-handers 291, left-handers 264. Another pitcher with reverse numbers. 3-2 delivery on the way. Goes after it. Down the line, right field. Davis back near the tarp, on it, but it's in the seats. So no play for Chris.
A tough pitch right there. Almost more of a cutter. And he just reached out to keep this AB going.
Scary time for Daniel. His mom was in Las Vegas at the time of that shooting. and was at the concert.
Oh my gosh.
But they moved away from the front of the stage just before the shooting started in order to get some water. 3-2 delivery on the way. That's going to go to short. Big hop made. Beckham will make the play. Cashner gets out of that a lot better than it looked like it was going to be. A run in on a hit with the runner, the left on, Archer to pitch. Look at this. You want it or not? Do you want it? Do you want to eat it or not? No. Okay. How many parents at how many meals have done that and ended up eating whatever it was? Let's take a look at the Orioles starting lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Low fares, nothing to hide. That's transparency. Beckham, Scope, Jones, Trumbo, Davis, Valencia, Mancini, Rickard, and Joseph. Red Hot Caleb here in July.
And let's take a quick look at Chris Archer's pitch arsenal. He's got four-seam fastball slider change, but the power fastball slider are his bread and butter, and that slider he throws hard. It'll snap up there at 92 at times, and it's his big put-away pitch.
Beckham leads it off. It'll be taken down low for a ball.
See the rest of the numbers. 3 wins on the year, making his 17th start. 4.30 earned run average. The 99 punch-outs this season. Even up to 10 home runs. Opponents hitting 269. Overall at 13 punch-outs in his last outing against the Twins.
Beckham will foul that one off the mask of the home plate umpire. Jensen Biscotti taking that one. Tim has never faced Archer before. Former teammates with the Rays. Archer has had his struggles against the Orioles. He is 6-9. ERA 5.1 lifetime. His 9 losses, second most against any team in his career. Boston has beaten him 12 times for the most. 1 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way, and Beckham will go the other way, and that'll curve foul.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of times Archer, he's got a good fastball and get it in there. At times he just challenges hitters with it, man. Too many times he's made mistakes with that pitch, but you love his aggressiveness. He's an animated pitcher, really wears his emotions on his sleeves. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but he definitely cares about what he's doing out there.
Clayton, North Carolina native. He is 29 years old, won't turn 30 till the fall. 1-2 delivery on the way. Beckham will take it. It'll be down low for a ball. Against the Orioles this year, he worked in the first game 5 1/3, gave up 4 runs on 11 hits, talked about, and got a win. And then a loss in the second start on May 12. 6 runs, 7 hits in 7 innings in that ball game. He left trailing 6-3. 2 ball, 2 strike count. And again, foul back, so Beckham working him here in the leadoff at bat.
Oh, there's that good hard slider, 89 miles an hour. Tough pitch right there, and if it was pushed off maybe an inch or 2 more, it might have got Beckham, but kept that one too much on the plate. That's the problem. If you throw it too hard, it's too similar to his fastball. Gives hitters a chance.
Tim hitting only 190 against right-handers this year. Much bigger numbers against the lefties. 2-2 delivery by Archer, and again going after it down the line. That's headed towards the wall and off the top in play. Rebounds into foul territory, makes the turn. He'll stop as Gomez gets it in a hurry. Gomez had to chase that one down as it rebounded over his head, but he got there in a hurry, and it's a double.
Yeah, boy, what a bat by Beckham. And his bat certainly starting to heat up a little bit. He had a 2-run home run the other day on a hanging breaking ball, and it was all wrist assist. Take a look at this one. Just wristing that one out to the scoreboard in right field. Gets a favorable kick. See it kicking away from Gomez out in right field. And Beckham turns it on a little bit, but so does Gomez. Not aware of Beckham's speed, and he hustles it right back into the infield. But Beckham finds himself in scoring position with no outs.
And you got the hot hitter at the plate. Jonathan Schoop with a 9-game hit streak coming in. And he's had big numbers off Archer. 387 with 5 home runs off Chris Archer in his career. And that, of course, is what Jonathan has been doing of late. He has homered in 4 straight. First time he has done that in his career. 5 homers in the past 6 ball games for him. And he's hit safely in 19 of the last 20 games. 1-0 count. Goes after it up the middle, almost hit Archer. Play will be made by Wendell, who had moved over. I don't know how Archer got out of the way on that one.
Well, I think we're going to see it actually probably went through him. I mean, my goodness, this is a bullet right back through the box. My gosh, Wendell played perfectly. Right back up the middle. Another good swing by Jonathan Schoop. He does a nice job of getting Beckham over to third base.
So a productive out for Jonathan, and hit hard enough to be a base hit, but right at Wendell. So now a runner at third base. And how about this? They're going to move the infield in. We're in the first inning of a 1-0 ball game. We were talking about Buck Showalter said he had to do that early the other night because the team's not scoring. Well, Tampa Bay's been scoring.
Yeah, well, and I think they're thinking that if they could just shut the Orioles down right here.
Ground ball, runner's going to score. A shattered bad base hit with a drawn in infield. Adams, the shortstop, had one diving chance and couldn't get it. And the ball game is tied at 1-1.
Yeah, so early on in a ball game, that is the risk, and sometimes it is a big risk you take. Not the hardest hit ball by Adam Jones, but with the infield sucked in. Take a look right here. A little jam shot, probably broke the bat. No chance for the shortstop to come up with it. Beckham walks home, so there's a tie ball game, and now the inning keeps going with Adam Jones out at first base.
So Adams stays hot. He's got a 7-game hit streak now. And Adam Jones drives in his 39th run of the year. And the Orioles get it tied up in a hurry. And here is Mark Trumbo. Trumbo in the cleanup spot will take it down low, gets away. Perez, the young catcher, over to get it.
Yeah, Perez, major league debut last night, picked up his first major league hit and looked pretty good behind the plate. No glaring mistakes that stood out. And a nice block right there to keep Jones at first.
Almost like Tampa Bay's already decided this is their catcher for the now and for the future. He's been an outstanding defensive catcher below. 1-0 delivery, swung on and missed. There's that hard ball down and away.
Yeah, that's the Archer slider. That's his plus pitch when he locates it well, and that was perfectly located. Throwing it hard, ending up down and away.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Archer surrendering a run here in the first inning. Infield has moved around, not a full shift on Trumbo. 1-1 delivery on the way, and that's going to miss down low for a ball. So Archer having to work hard, just as Cashner had to do for the Orioles. There are some big numbers in this lineup against Archer. He's talking about Schoop's enormous numbers, that 333 by Trumbo. Another big career batting average against this right-hander. Trumbo got one up, fouls it away, and he'd like to have that again. He really jumped onto that one.
Yeah, he did.
Take a look at our StatCast AI powered by AWS.
You see the big shift pulled over almost 70% of his hits going over there on the left side of the infield. And you see with 2 strikes, a subtle adjustment made. And you see teams do it different ways. Sometimes hitters with 2 strikes tend to get a little bit more anxious, and they'll end up hooking a little bit more. The quality hitters like to spread it out with 2 strikes.
Trumbo again fights another one off against Archer. For Mark this year against the Rays, he's hit .250. He has had 1 home run and the 1 RBI. The Orioles have won only 4 of the 10 games these teams have played. This 4-game series here at Camden Yards will mark the final appearance by the Rays here. Orioles will be playing them in Tampa to finish out the season series. 2-2 delivery on the way, and Archer got it up. Ground ball to the hole. Long throw. Adams. 1 relay. Wow. Didn't get him. Pulled him off the bag. A nice relay, but Bauer's first baseman trying to stretch down the line couldn't hold the foot on the bag.
Yeah, impressive turn right there. Take a look at the middle infield. You got Adames turning it over to Wendell. How about Wendell just turning it from down low right where he caught it? And there you see that back foot coming off. And first basemen are taught that that is the anchor. Can't come off worth anything. You got to bury that, but the stretch just pulls that heel off the base, and you can see some daylight back there.
Pretty good play to get the out at second. I thought he was going to go to first base on that, but Willie Adames did not, and got the lead runner. Now the shift will be put on, and Chris Davis coming up. Chris with a 2 for 4 in the ball game last night, including a home run. Getting a couple of extra base hits in the ball game, had a double as well. The first game where he has had multiple extra base hits this year. 0-1 count. Outfield shades to left, infield the other way. Chris Archer's delivery to him. That'll be there for a strike. Chris has had 3 home runs off Archer. A .235 lifetime batting average against him.
Big day yesterday. Picking up a home run and a double. That'll help build the confidence of the Crusher.
0-2 count on him. Very short lead at first. Trumbo in the air. Left side. Long run Smith from left. And a nice play made by Robertson to get over to get it. He was the only one on that left side of the infield. Orioles get a run. Couple of hits, leave one on. 1-1. Thousand fans 15 and over will receive a Trey Mancini bobblehead. For tickets, go to Orioles.com.
I didn't know that bobbleheads kind of went that way. I thought they kind of went
Sideways.
like sideways or back and forth, but I guess a bobblehead goes whatever which way, right?
Whatever television wants, that's the way a bobblehead goes. Just look at us. And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Ball game tied at 1-1. Malik Smith 1 for 2 in the ball game and made 3 outs on the base paths in the ball game yesterday. He has run into a lot of outs on the bases this year. Corkscrews himself right into the batter's box on that one.
Yeah, healthy cut on a good fastball. I don't know Maybe he was looking to knock one out on a flag court.
He is one of those hitters who does not get cheated, causing Jonathan Scope to smile a little on that cut. Oops, then he gets hit. So he is on, and he charges down the line. So a hit batter, and that's the leadoff batter here in the second inning.
Yeah, a little old school right there. Take a big cut on me, fall down in the box, and make you move your feet a little bit. Brush it back.
So Smith is on. He was hit by a pitch in the ball game yesterday. And that will be the second hit batter Cashner has had this year. So now leadoff man on each of the first 2 innings. Cashner struggled a little bit with that. He's retired only 64% of leadoff batters. That ball in the air to right field, hit pretty good, going back on the warning track with room. Joey Rickett gets underneath it. Runner was playing it halfway. Gomez retired on a pitch. One down here in the second. Caption this. Check out at Masson Orioles on Instagram and provide your best caption for this photo for a chance to win a signed bat from Adam Jones. It's brought to you by Antwerpen Toyota. Get in the game this season with a new Toyota from Antwerpen Toyota. So many things you could say looking at that picture, most of which are not arable. So one away with a runner on at first. Smith, who can steal bases. Here is Perez, the rookie who made his major league debut with a 1-for-2 in the ball game. Big lead, Smith, and ooh, he went down. He slipped and almost came off the bag.
Wow. Take a look. Quick snap throw here. Goes back with that lead foot, and there it goes, sliding off the base. If Davis, hey, I might have touched him right there. The glove looked like it opened up with that hand when it came down. He gone.
Yeah, I think they're going to challenge this.
Orioles catching a break.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Jim Hoy, the first base umpire, will come in. Crew chief Phil Cuzzies, who's the third. And right there.
Yeah.
He's out.
Nice job. There you go. Keeping the glove down, at least close by.
Where's the ball?
Opportunity in the glove. Slip clears the base. That front foot off the base completely. Definitely
like
hit the glove.
Yep. Davis thought he had him. So we'll see whether or not they get Smith out of there on the base paths.
And you might hear something. I know Buck talks about the bases, the safety issues, the guys slipping on the base.
How about that?
That's the 4th out he's made on the bases now.
4 for 4. He's been on base 4 times in 2 games, and he's been out on the bases each time. Good throw over by Cashner. And here's another lesson learned for Chris at first base. We talk about the middle infielders. We call it the sustained tag on guys stealing, sliding.
Sure.
Got to do the same thing at first.
Definitely.
Don't push the guy, but keep the tag on until the play is completely over and they get the out. Only took 45 seconds on the review on that one. So that's big play. Now there are 2 down, nobody on, and Perez at the plate. Perez with a 1-0 count and a chance to face only 3 here in the inning if he can get him out of there.
Yeah, another kind of old school kind of baseball play. I know a lot of first basemen, if you go into the base and you step off like Smith was going to do, so all of his weight was going to go to that backside of the base and foul ground. First baseman will put the glove on him and put pressure on him to push him off. So Kent Herbeck do that in a World Series game.
Yep.
You know, Galarraga used to do that. Will Clark.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And there's a knack to it because you don't push. You put the glove on and then move it without really pushing.
A little pressure.
Just a little pressure. Yeah, it'll get you off the bag. Perez with a 2-ball 1-strike count. Andrew Cashner will miss up high. Talked about the defensive abilities of this young catcher, why they like him so much. He threw out 35% of base stealers AAA this year, and he hit well, hitting .284 in 58 games. He's a 5th-round pick, 2011, comes out of Puerto Rico. Played parts of 8 minor league seasons before getting his chance last night. He's just 25 years old, and they have thought enough of him that they not only brought him up, but they for Wilson Ramos, their catcher is out, but they also designated for assignment the guy who took Ramos's place. That'll go to second on the short hop. Nice play by Jonathan, and he will make the play. So a lot of D here in this one, really helping out Andrew Kashner. Davis taking that throw over at first to get that out on Smith. From Glenn Burney, 500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich's Scratch House, win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run, and good luck, Deborah. Orioles have had some home runs picked up in this season series against the Rays. These two teams, there are 8 hit by the Orioles. Orioles as a team have hit .301, one of the higher averages the Orioles have had against any ball club this year. Ball game tied at 1. Bottom of the second, Danny Valencia, 4-game hit streak. Couple of hits, 11 at bats, lifetime off Archer. Defense shaded to right. Valencia will take the pitch down low for a ball.
A couple good swings last night from Danny Valencia. Slapped the base hit to right field and smoked one to left field. Had a walk as well. Seeing the ball pretty good tonight, or lately.
4-game hit streak. He has gone 6 for 16 during the streak, and he's going to add another. He goes the other way. So he'll start it out with a single, extend his hit streak to 5, and the Orioles have the leadoff man on in the first 2 innings.
Take a look at this swing. Fastball on that outer third, and Valencia staying on it, really pulling the hands inside. He started that way last night, slapping a ball to right field. That helps build your confidence. You get that first hit under the belt.
So that'll bring up Trey Mancini. Mancini 1 for 4 in the ball game last night. He is 4 for 13, lifetime off Archer. Runner at first, nobody out. Archer's delivery will be outside for a ball. Archer kind of all over the place early on here in the ball game. Orioles picked up 3 hits off him, double and a couple of singles. Adam Jones an RBI in that first inning that tied the ball game up. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that's there for a strike.
Trey didn't like that one. High strike call on the slider. Buck didn't like it either.
Orioles have hit Archer hard in the games here in Baltimore in particular. Try and do that again tonight. Down to third base, Robertson, Wendell, and they will turn the double play. Around the horn on that one.
Yeah, pretty clean. Robertson, a very versatile infielder, can play short, second, and third here. Catches it clean, gets it on to Wendell, and too often you see second baseman come across anymore because you don't really have to avoid a guy taking you out. Wendell does there, getting a little rhythm and cleaning up that double play.
So 2 away. Nice work on the 5-4-3. Here's Joey Rickard. Did not play in the ball game last night. A couple of hits, 9 at bats, lifetime off Archer. And the pitch is there for a strike. Talking about Archer here in this ballpark, his record is 2-6 here at Camden Yards, and his ERA is over 6.8 here in this ballpark. Oh, one delivery on the way that broke the bat right off the end. Wendell's got it. And a 7-pitch inning, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We go to the 3rd, ball game tied at 1. Take a look. Home run front. What's going on around? Well, the Phillies had 3 players, multiple home runs, same game last night. Hoskins, Franco, and Williams, 2 apiece. That's the first team since the Red Sox. Ortiz, Bill Miller, and Jason Varitek did it in 03. Also on the home run front, Yankees are leading in home runs, but they've only hit 2 since the All-Star break, the fewest in the majors. Aaron Judge, 82 career home runs, 3rd most among players first 3 years. He's gone for 3 weeks. So what's that going to do to the home run drought that the Yankees happen to be in for the moment? They are trailing the Red Sox by 4.5 games. Minnesota's playing at Boston tonight. Lance Lynn against Chris Sale. And the Yankees are home playing Kansas City with Keller going against CC Sabathia. 1-1 ball game. Red Sox already leading 2-0 in their ball game behind Sale. Ground ball is going to go to short. Beckham on the backhand. And that was just in time on a close play by Adames at first base.
Wow. Adames flying down the line right there, and Beckham casual backhand makes it a pretty close play. Bang, bang. We're there at first base.
So they get the out, though. On Sunday, the Orioles will complete this 4-game series here. First 25,000 15 and over get the Birdland Summer Garden Gnome presented by Ocean City, Maryland. And the kids run the bases presented by Weiss Markets. All coming up Sunday. Tickets at Orioles.com. Orioles playing to take a bunt away here with Kiermaier up. Danny Valencia's in at 3rd. Kevin Kiermaier base hit, run scored, first inning. Choi brought him in on a ground ball out. Kiermaier and a check swing went around. Visconti, the home plate umpire, makes the call on that one.
Good pitch. Nice little slider down at the bottom of the zone. Kiermaier still trying to get the rhythm and timing, I think, up there at the plate. Starting a little too early there.
41st game he has played this year. Kiermaier will get a base hit to right. Again, a pitch up. And not high enough for Kiermaier to have to go up the ladder on it, and he gets the base hit with 1 away. So he's 2 for 2. Kiermaier on, and that will bring Wendell to the plate. And he'll draw a walk his first time up. Joey Wendell with the 1 for 3 off the Orioles starter. There goes the runner, and that will be fouled away. So Kiermaier with a pretty good jump on Cashner that time. Base stealers 4 for 8 with Cashner on the mound.
Yeah, I think that was more the hit and run than the straight steal. Wendell, after that walk, you know, he's got a pretty good eye, and that fastball was up at the top of the zone. Tried to stay on top of it. And of course, the Rays a little bit more aggressive in situational baseball than a lot of teams.
0-1 the count. Runner not going, and that will be fouled away again. The Rays coming away with a 4-3 win in the ball game last night. They're now 20 and 23 in one-run games. They have played more one-run ball games than any other team in the majors. Kevin Cash's ball club hoping to give Archer a little more in the run department than what they got last night. Orioles have dropped to 10 and 20 in one-run ball games this season. 0-2 delivery on the way, and that'll be in the dirt. One of the more disquieting numbers for the Orioles with a loss last night. The Orioles are now 17 and 35 at home. They have already lost as many games at home as they lost all of last year. 35.
Yeah, tough. Well, Cobb doesn't have a win here at Camden.
Nope.
Neither does Cashner.
Nope.
Unfortunately.
That ball is going to go to second. Taylor made. Beckham. And they turn it. No runs on one hit. No errors. Nobody left on base. Each team getting some ground ball double plays. 1-1. And vision benefits to area employers and individuals. Tough to get any cuter than that, isn't it? Ball game tied at 1-1. Want to send out to a neighbor. Very happy birthday. Charlie Turnbaugh is on hand at the ball game, and they're going to record the happy birthday to him, so when he gets home he's able to see it. But he's gone through some health problems of late, feeling much better at the ballpark. Charlie, hope you're having a great night, and happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Pitch will be taken by Caleb Joseph. Caleb with the 0 for 4 in the ball game last night, had his hit streak ended at 5. That'll be to first base. Bowers will take it to the bag. Couple of pitches. Caleb retired. 1 down here in the 3rd inning. PNC Minor League Insights is brought to you by PNC. There's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day.
You see a list here of the Orioles' top prospects. Diaz just brought over, obviously, in the Machado deal. Mountcastle down there in Bowie. But how about DL Hall, Delmarva Shorebirds? He's the 3rd top prospect, having a strong year. Austin Hayes in Double-A Bowie as well. And Grayson Rodriguez, #1 pick for the Orioles this past year, the #5 prospect.
Archer gets an out. Tim Beckham will take the pitch inside for a ball. Beckham with a double to lead off the ball game for the Orioles. And Adam Jones brought him home after Jonathan Schoop, but he moved up to third base. Adam picked up the RBI base hit. 1-0 count. Outfield shades to right, infield the other way. That ball will go to left. Will it stay up? Yep. Line drive, knee high, and Malik Smith able to put it away for the out. Orioles are going to be hosting the Red Sox Friday, August 10th through Sunday the 12th. On Sunday, August 12th, all fans 14 and under receive the Orioles retro talking alarm clock presented by United Concordia Dental, and it'll feature Joe Angel with a wake-up call just for you. For tickets, go to Orioles.com.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, Joe. I love Joe, man. I love Joe. But if I heard his voice at 6 o'clock in the morning, I don't know. I might be horrified.
Yeah.
It's a chumbo jumbo. Wake up, Mike.
Hey. What a way to start your day. Here is Jonathan Schoop, grounded out his first time up, and he will take the pitch. Jonathan this season, a hearty .324 batting average with 4 home runs and 9 RBIs against Tampa Bay. He leads the Orioles in RBIs against the Rays this year with those 9. 2-0 delivery on the way, and Schoop, little off-speed delivery there.
Yeah, Jonathan Schoop red hot. What a month of July. But how about home runs in 4 straight games? And telling you, since the All-Star break, he's been something else. 5 home runs. I mean, just killing the ball, seeing it so well, swinging at strikes, which is the key. Talked to Scott Coolbaugh, the Oriole hitting coach, and really that's been the problem all year. Too many times expanding the zone.
That one's going to be fouled back.
How about this? Most consecutive games with a home run by second base. A couple Hall of Famers on this list. Jonathan Schoop down there on the list. Chase Utley had that monster year back in 2008. There was a pretty good second baseman on that list.
Rogers Hornsby was okay.
Yeah, I'll say.
He was pretty good. 2-ball, 2-strike count on Schoop. Archer. Ground ball. May have hit his foot. He tried to kick it. Wendell will make the play and record the out. And another short inning pitch-wise, only 9 of them. Sets the side down in order. We've completed 3 in a 1-1 game. Baseball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. Friday night here in Charm City. The Orioles hope it's going to be a charm as they look to put away a win here. No better time for ice cream than right now. You can say that anytime, day or night, whatever the day may be. We'll be back tomorrow night. Game 3. Kevin Gausman faces somebody. Game will be 6:30 O's extra, 7 o'clock for the ball game on Masson 2. We'll check again here. Tampa Bay had not released the names of the starters for either tomorrow or Sunday.
Oh.
We'll see whether or not they have done that yet. That ball is going to go to second. Jonathan Scope will play the big hop on that one. And Jake Bauers is retired on a couple of pitches, one away here in the 4th inning.
Well, I like the way Cashner's moving that two-seamer down at the bottom of the zone. It seems like a really good pitch here, but some breaking balls, some inconsistencies. He's left a couple hanging. Fortunately, some atom balls.
Cashner getting the quick out. Here is Ji-Man Choi. Choi picked up an RBI on a ground ball out. One down, base is empty, and a straight up D, and that'll end up bouncing off the screen behind home plate. Rays are averaging over 5.2 runs a ball game here in July. They've upped it by 2 runs a game from what they had in June. As the offense has started to click. Kevin Cash having a little conversation with the young home plate umpire, who's having a conversation right back with him. Jensen Viscotti, first-year umpire at the majors. 1-1 delivery on the way. Foul back. You look at how long it takes to get here. Now, he's a young umpire. I believe he's only 30. But I was looking at his resume today. I mean, he's at least a half dozen leagues he has been involved in for multiple years in each of them.
Yeah.
They go through a long process.
Oh, it's not easy
To get to the major league level. Off the fists and foul back. And then you get here, and what do you get? Guys screaming at you.
It's not one guy, it's going to be the other guy.
Exactly.
If it's not them, it's going to be the fans.
One thing you can be guaranteed of is that nobody will be happy. At least not for long.
Boy, do you got to have some thick skin, right, to be an umpire?
Yep. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Choi waiting on it. Ground ball. He got jammed. Good pitch. Scope backs up in the grass with time. A couple of ground balls to Jonathan. 2 down. Well, the Game of Thrones returns to Oriole Park on August 14, a Tuesday. Choose between 2 special ticket packages, both options including a Game of Thrones Kevin Gosman bobblehead. You can learn more about each special ticket package and purchase. You can do it at Orioles.com/Game of Thrones. I like that upper one.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool. Let's be taken down low for a ball. One that was on the upper right there. Here's Daniel Robertson. Grounded out his first time up. 1-0 delivery, and that'll be foul back.
I see that quick look at the out distribution. One of Cashner's better nights right now, rolling over the ground balls. There's a look. 9 ground ball outs right now. You like to see that, working that two-seamer down at the bottom of the zone.
Andrew Cashner, the 1-1 delivery, worked away. Won't get the call on that one. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. Cashner, a long time since he put a W up. It's been tough. May 21 had a win against the White Sox and has not had a win since. And a swing and a miss got him to go after that one down and away.
A nice slider there. That's how you finish it off and make it sure he's not leaving that one up at the top of the zone. Perfect pitch. You start working that two-seam fastball down at the bottom of the zone and play the slider off it. That's the stuff you're going to see.
2-2 will miss. Over the last 9 starts, Andrew's gone no wins, 4 losses, and 5 no decisions. Last 2 starts, no decisions against the Yankees, and then the game against Toronto, where he pitched so well. 1 run, 6 hits, 5 2/3 innings. 3 ball, 2-strike count, 2 away. And came inside. Foul tip, stays alive.
Good pitch. Steady diet of pitches on that outer third, and then he runs the two-seamer in under the hands. Robertson just kind of a prevent hack right there. No panic to keep things going, and barely gets a piece.
Robertson hitting over 300 last 9 games he's been in. 3-2, and he took. So the walk comes to 2 down here in the 4th inning. Second walk surrendered. The other came to the second batter of the ball game. off Cashner. That'll give Malik Smith an opportunity. Smith was hit by a pitch and then got picked off over at first base. So Malik Smith will stand in with 2 down. He is fast enough, even with 2 away, to force Danny Valencia at third base to be even with the bag. Cashner's delivery to him had him fooled on that pitch. Did not get a good cut.
Well, underwater hack right there. So a little cat and mouse in the sense that, okay, the first swing he took, he fell on his backside, and then the next pitch he wore it in the leg, and I think he wanted to come unglued again, but Cashner pulls the string on a nasty changeup.
Then comes back at 90, but misses. A 1-ball, 1-strike count.
Yeah, Smith right now, his job is to try to get on base any way possible, whether it be a walk or a bunt. You certainly have to honor his speed.
He'll foul that one back. One of the hottest hitters in the lineup here in July, came in hitting .391. 8 runs, 8 RBIs, 4 doubles here in the month of July for Malik Smith.
A big part. He typically uses the whole field. I mean, he leads this team in going the other way. Up near 40% of his hits are targeted the opposite field.
1-2 delivery up and in. Done well against the Orioles. .303 season batting average for him. 5 RBIs.
Where he's hitting Coach Chad Mottola. He's been around for a while. Came up through the Blue Jays organization. And I know he's got some good messages for this young offense.
Cashner's had 4 full counts. He'd rather not. Those are the ones that eat into your pitch count. Rays come in. They're 6th in average, but only 11th in runs. One of the reasons they are 13th in home runs. 3-ball, 2-strike count. Runner takes off from first base, and a swing and a miss. Cashner will pick up a big strikeout on Smith. It'll be his first of the ball game. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base. 1 apiece. On Masson, brought to you by PNC. Make today the day. And by University of Maryland Medical Center. Be a part of something. Here at Camden Yards, Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick. Game delayed start by 1 hour and 19 minutes with the rain torrential. But since playing on through. And rather comfortable night. It's humid. No breeze here at the ballpark at the moment. Actually, that's a good sign. That means those storm cells are not close at hand. Adam Jones will lead it off. Base hit. His first time up. Adam now has a 7-game hit streak. Archer's pitch will be foul tipped. Adam is putting up some real good numbers against his Tampa Bay ball club this season, hitting over .360 against them on the year. He's hit safely now in 9 of 10 games against Tampa Bay this year. 0-1. Archer will miss with it. Archer hasn't walked anybody, nor has he struck out anybody. While Cashner's had a couple of walks and a strikeout, both using the D through the first 3 and the 3rd innings of this ball game to record the outs.
Yeah, typically you expect Archer to mow down some hitters.
1-1 delivery to first. That's going to be a fair ball. It'll roll into foul territory. Gomez going over, plays it off the wall and will hold him to a single. Adam had the play right in front of him and was watching, make sure Gomez came up with it cleanly. So 2 for 2 in the ball game.
Boy, Gomez getting the ball quick out there in right field. How about this piece of hitting? Fastball getting a little bit deep on Adam Jones, and he keeps it fair down that right field line. Bounces around a little bit, but look at Gomez, the veteran right fielder, pounce on this ball and keep Adam Jones right there at first base.
So the Orioles 3 out of 4 innings have the leadoff man on against Archer, and Adam Jones with a 2 for 2. And it'll bring up Mark Trumbo. Trumbo hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. Orioles DH. Infield shaded, playing him to pull. Outfield shaded the other way. Tough ball game controlled by the pitchers so far. Here in the 4th, Orioles have left only 1 man on, only 2 left on by Tampa Bay. Jones off first. Trumbo hacks it 1 down and away.
That is a nasty slider. Staying on the plate. Downward tilt on that one at 89 miles an hour. Pretty impressive drop right there.
One ball, 1 strike count on Mark. 333 off Archer in his career. Goes to second base. There's 1, and they won't get 2. Adam back to the bag, and a quick throw that actually bounced over there at first base. But they get the out, and Adam maintains his position.
Now Wendell seems like he's everywhere on the field, doesn't it? I mean, and a good jump, made a nice play right there, and the wherewithal to try to get that double play. Almost getting rid of that ball before his feet hit the ground.
Quick reaction time we've seen from Wendell out there, second base. Chris Davis popped out his first time up. Fine play made by the third baseman David Robertson, who had to chase it down the left field line. Made an over the shoulder catch to get Davis. Shift on at double play depth with 1 away. Foul tipped into the mitt.
Yeah, some of these infielders, it's nice to see them make rangy plays like that. And the only way you can make those type of plays is if you are wanting every ball, every pitch. You better anticipate and be ready to catch every ball, and you better be able to react like you want every ball, even if it's a pop fly out in right field. If you're the third baseman, you got to move to that baseball like you want to make the play, and we've seen that a few times here by this Rays defense.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Play would be turned here in that awkward shift double play if there's a ground ball to second. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Damas, the shortstop, on the second base side of the bag. Davis will take it down low. Perez makes the good stop on it, and a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Adam remains over there at first base.
A really good stop. I mean, you mentioned it in last night's ball game. Perez comes in and he's catching a bullpen game, so he's catching different guys, multiple guys that he's never caught before. Now he's got to catch Archer, and pretty impressive stop right there on the change up down. He's handling them very well.
2 ball, 1 strike count. Jones not increasing his lead over there, and the pitch will be inside. As with all athletes, I'm thinking of Perez here. You can just watch. Sometimes the movement of athletes and whatever the game may be tells you right away there's something special going on. You just see it, and I see that in him. I don't claim to be an expert, but I thought last night just the way he moves, the way he handles pitches. I mean, he just looks like he's somebody who knows what's going on back there and can get it done. down the line in right field. That will be a foul.
Yeah, he seems like he was that piece they were targeting.
Yep.
You know, looking for catching depth. Every team, boy, is hungry for some catching depth, some quality catchers that can control a pitching staff, call a game, actually be the leader behind the plate, recognize defensive setups, call guys out at times, be a little vocal back there, but athletically, just the way he moves, he looks pretty solid.
Yep. Only 25 years old and a lot of experience in 8 minor league seasons. Signed young. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Adam leadoff single, still over there at first base. Archer's delivery and another one he has to block. That'll be a walk. Archer almost fell down on the follow through that time.
Yeah, he's jumping all over the place. He gets the finish where he bounces off.
So there's the first walk surrendered by Archer, putting runners on at first and second base. Kyle Snyder, their pitching coach. A little pacing going on. Here's Danny Valencia. Valencia to base hit his first time up. So he's got a 5-game hit streak. Orioles already 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position after having an 0 for 3 in the ball game last night. Hitters have gone 260 off Archer in these situations this year. A little bit above the major league average, 4 or 5 points. And a 1-0 count. Archer having to work hard here in the ball game because the Orioles have had base runners on 3 of the 4, including leadoff batters in each of those 3 out of 4 innings. 1-0 count. And he fooled a little bit and out in front.
Yeah, better slider. Good location there on that outer third. And just touching the outside corner. And Valencia trying to do some damage, just pulling off that pitch.
Danny's hit 279 off the Rays this year. 379 rather. 379. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs against Tampa Bay. He will stand out. Adam on at second. Chris Davis on at first. One delivery on the way. That'll catch the outside corner for a strike.
That's a dart down there. 96 miles an hour. Good fastball. And not a lot Valencia could do with that, even if he was looking for it.
So for Danny, count will go to 1 and 2. At third base, 37th time he's played third base this year. Didn't realize there'd been that many already. Danny's got to go the other way, and he's got another base hit. Adam Jones is going to make the turn. Here comes the throw to the plate. Not in time. Ball will get away. Runners will advance, and it goes in the dugout. And the runners will stay at second and third. And Buck's going to come out and argue this. You get an extra base when the ball goes in the dugout, but the umpires get to decide where to place them. And he's going to argue another run should have scored. Valencia gets the base hit.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a look here. Pitch by pitch, though. The high slider, so he falls behind. And a slider on the outside corner. Nasty pitch. Nasty fastball. And then Valencia's got to go to work. And he chases just off the plate. Got to protect, though. And he fires one into right field. It's a second base hit to right field tonight. Third in this series. See Adam Jones head first in. And the throw getting away from the catcher and into the Rays dugout. And that's why Buck Showalter's still out there arguing this play. Umpires getting together. And there's the first mistake by the young catcher there. Not catching that ball. Trying to be a little too quick with the tag.
They will conference as to where they believe these runners should be. You do get the extra base. The question is, would they have been at second and third anyway? If so, then you're going to get another base. If not, then they stay where they are. But credit Danny Valencia. Danny's got 3 straight multi-hit games now going the other way. That area is open, and that's where he's putting the ball.
Yeah, nice swing right there. Gomez with the strong arm. But unfortunately, I think Davis stayed out there at second base and was reading the throw.
Runners had stopped, and generally when that happens, you're not going to get an extra base on it.
Right.
But we'll see. This is up to the umpires on the placement, and they're going to allow another run. Now Cash is going to come out. So after the conference, they changed their mind. Crew chief Phil Cuzzy down at third base. Cash wants to know, all right, what's the call here? The Orioles are going to get another run and go up in the ball game 3-1. Which is interesting because apparently they're not going to have Valencia go over to third.
Huh. Well,
now there's going to be a challenge. So Kevin Cash wants the umpires to take a look at the video on this one.
interesting.
Yeah. So the play under review regarding positioning of the runners. The Orioles have a lead of at least one. Question is whether it's two. Boy, Danny Valencia is coming through big time of late.
Yeah, sure is. A great piece of hitting right here. Expanding. Actually looking for that outer third. He knows Archer's not going to challenge him on the inner third. Good hustle by Adam Jones. Crashing and burning for a run at the plate.
It's an interesting call, eh? Don't know where they're going to go. So the challenge is on the placement of runners and whether Chris Davis, who was on first base at the time, should be a run or should be back at third. That's a tough one to review because it's a judgment call on the part of the umpires as to where they think the base runners would have been.
Well, yeah, it is a judgment call, and it would make it easier on the Orioles if had Chris Davis been rounding second base and keeping his eye on that throw home.
I thought the original call was right. Run scores, guys at second and third.
Yeah.
But we will see. Now let's see what the ruling is from New York. Run counts. And the runner stays at second. How about that?
All right.
So the Orioles will get a break on that one. The error was charged on the throw by Gomez that will allow that run to that second run to score. Danny Valencia will pick up the RBI on the base hit, and he will advance to second on the error, but not to third. So the Orioles have a 3-1 lead. Well, the Orioles taking advantage of an opportunity extended. Here is Trey Mancini, one down, runner at second. Mancini will take it up high. Trey hit into a double play his first time up. Took 2:02 on the time on the review on that one. Valencia will get a good lead at second, not holding him particularly tight at all. 1-0 delivery on the way. Slider's going to miss outside, and the count will go to 2-0 from Archer. Mancini with a 4 for 14 lifetime off the Rays right-hander. This is where Trey has had such a mighty struggle this year, hitting around 150 all year with runners in scoring position. 2-0 delivery on the way, and that'll be a high strike called.
Trey not liking that call. I didn't like the call on his first at bat. The high slider.
Amazing Archer's gone this long without a strikeout. There's been no game this year in which he has not had a strikeout, and he's coming off a 13 strikeout affair against Miami. Against the Orioles, in the games he pitched, he had 7 in one game and 4 in the other. 2-1. And did he go? Nope. Kim Hoy down at first. 3-1.
A tough pitch, hard slider, 89 miles an hour here. Mancini sees it as a fastball on the outside corner. There goes borderline.
That's the well. 3-1. And walked him. So the second walk surrendered by Archer in the ball game, and both have come in this inning. One is scored. Davis was the other. So 2 on. Archer kind of down on one knee there. Not happy with the calls. For every Orioles walk, Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 supporting the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society Light the Night Walk. Those have drawn 279 walks, total of $13,950. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Snyder comes out more of a settling down visit right here as Archer was getting considerably emotional over the calls.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there was the check swing call that he wanted, and then he didn't like that last call for ball 4. So he took a knee on the back of the mound. So you got to do something. Go out there, get him right back into the ball game, get his focus, and back into the strike zone.
So the Orioles have runners now at first and second base, still only one away. Valencia and Mancini, the base runners. And Joey Rickard. Rickard grounded out his first time up. And Archer taking a little too long, and Rickard will stand out.
Joey Rickard, a one-time Tampa Bay farmhand, actually brought over in the Rule 5. And stuck with the team.
Archer's delivery over the top. Rickard's not had a lot of chances here in the month of July. He's hitting only 167. He's had about half the number at bats as the regulars, going 5 for 31 this month. 1 strike count, 2 on. The Orioles 2 runs in here in the 4th inning. Valencia an RBI, the other one scoring on an error. And a 1 ball 1 strike count. So the Orioles, who have given up so many unearned runs, 26, maybe the benefactor of one here.
Right.
Jones started it out with a base hit. He's come around to score. Davis got a walk. He scored. Popped up and back out of play.
I like the fact that the Orioles not doing Archer any favor by pulling off any of his pitches. The bulk of their knocks coming to right field tonight, which is a good thing. I mean, Archer can expose an offense. Try to do too much, that slider will wreak havoc. His offense doing a nice job staying on his pitches.
Orioles have worked him hard. This is pitch number 25 in this inning. And Rickard will go after high heat on the swing and a miss.
Yeah, first strikeout of the night for Chris Archer. Mentioned his last outing at 13 against the Marlins. That one just never came down.
So let's take a look at our Maryland Live Casino inside the numbers.
Yeah, highest career strikeouts per 9 by pitchers with no postseason starts all time, and Chris Archer leading the way with 973. Some big names on that list: Sam McDowell, Felix Hernandez, how about J.R. Richard on the list as well. Former Oriole Eric Bedard on there.
Caleb Joseph strike on the outside corner. Caleb grounded out his first time up, 3 for 11 with a home run lifetime off Archer. Big July, hitting 333 in the month, 1 home run, and gets an RBI opportunity here as the Orioles try and push across another. Valencia on at second, Mancini on at first. Trey will get a particularly big lead at first base because the infield's shifted around a bit, so Bauer's first baseman not even close. That'll go down to third. They got a forced play there. And stepping on the bag, Robertson. But the Orioles come away with a couple of runs. They do it on 2 hits, couple of walks, and an error. And back here at Camden Yards, the Orioles have a 3-1 lead. Lost the ball game last night in the first of 4. Each team had 9 hits last night. Tampa Bay won it 4-3. Cashner trying to pick up the W, which would be his 3rd. Valencia helping the cause. A couple of hits and an RBI. First pitch is going to be popped up first base side, not a play. So Gomez each time to the plate has gone after the first pitch delivered by Cashner. Flied out to right field his first time up. We showed you that Andrew in his career run support's 3.89. That one headed down the line, and that'll end up in foul territory. So at 3.89 runs of support in his career. Holy cow, he's got 3 runs and it's still early in the ball game.
Right.
A tremendous onslaught of run support.
Well, let's hope that's not it. Right?
Yeah. 0-2 the count on Carlos Gomez. And Gomez will take the pitch down low for a ball.
Carlos Gomez, the veteran outfielder here for the Rays, real slow start offensively, but is starting to come on here in the month of July.
Got him on a pitch away.
Not going to do much with that. Hard slider working well off that outside corner. Gets Gomez fishing. Good pitch there from Cashner.
So 2 strikeouts and they've come back to back. You got Malik Smith in the 4th inning and he gets Gomez to start the 5th.
Now starting to bury that slider and still very pitch efficient. Looking good here in the middle part of the game.
Here is Perez, who will go after it left center field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So the young catcher's on. He picks up his 2nd major league hit. This one coming with 1 away here in the 5th inning. Batting in the number 8 spot.
Yeah, getting a little change up off the end of the bat. Dying Quail out there over Beckham's head, finding some outfield grass for his 2nd career hit.
So the Rays get the potential tying run to the plate with 1 away. Adames, the shortstop, grounded out first time up, hit the ball hard. Ball in the air to right field. That one into the gap, playable. Joey Rickert will move over. He was near the gap anyway. 2 down. Perez goes back to first base. Navy Federal, proudly serving the armed forces, veterans and their families for over 80 years. 3-5-0 for the Orioles, 1-3-1 Tampa Bay, and that error resulting in an unearned run. Top of the order here is Kiermaier. Base hit, first time up, and scored. A couple of singles in the ball game, and that one will go back to the backstop. There are 2 down. While Cashner's had, I think, 4 full counts in the ball game, he's still been pretty effective, efficient in getting the outs here in the game.
Yeah, he's had a few quick outs, and of course double play ball helps.
Pitch is going to tail away. Kiermaier coming in with a Major League .262 career batting average. 98 games last year. He hit .276 on the season. Veteran who is 28 years old. 1 ball, 1 strike, delivery on the way. Kiermaier, ground ball to first. Davison a big hop. Another good inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. 9 pitches in the inning. Our Ram Doo-Wop brought to you by Ram Trucks. Experience the power and toughness of Ram at your local dealer, or log on to ramtrucks.com to get to work. Guts, glory, Ram. entire 10-year career played here with the Baltimore Orioles, 83 World Series, and Rich on hand for a very emotional first pitch earlier this year. Now back on his birthday. Happy birthday, Rich Dower.
Yeah, fan favorite for sure. Part of the World Series team back in '83. Every time we walk into the booth, I see his name on that picture going into the scrum on the pitcher's mound.
Yep. 3-1 ball game. Orioles on top. Game 2 of the 4. Pitchers are dominating in this one. Orioles sent 7 to the plate in the 4th inning. 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 hits, 2 walks, and an error. Arch's delivery will be foul tipped into the mitt. Beckham in the leadoff spot. Scope and then Jones due up. Tim with a double in the 1st inning. Beckham scored on an Adam Jones RBI base hit, set up by Scope, who moved the runner up in that inning. Then Danny Valencia got the RBI in the 4th inning, bringing home Adam Jones. And Chris Davis, who drew a walk, would score on an errant throw from the outfield. Just a big time fly ball with hang time. Malik Smith is there to put it away. Bottom of the 5th inning and 1 down. Pick your hat, sports fans. You can join fellow students, alumni, and supporters university nights here at the ballpark. Fans purchasing a university night ticket package get the unique Orioles cap featuring the participating school's colors and logo. They are limited, so be sure to reserve your seats now at Orioles.com/university. Jonathan Scope is grounded out to second base twice. 9-game hit streak for him. He's 3 shy of his career high, which is 12. And of course, as we've mentioned, he's been banging out the long ball. What he's not doing, drawing a walk. Foul back. He continues to run the streak of consecutive plate appearances without a walk. It is now up to 86 consecutive plate appearances without drawing a base on balls.
Wow.
That's way up there, but he can produce the base hits and the multiple RBI homers. He'll take it way back in left field, and goodbye, home run. Who needs a walk? He continues this July home run tear. And the Orioles lead it 4-1.
Man, Jonathan Scope is smoking hot right now, and Archer just saying, what do I have to do? Get this guy out. 6th career home run off Chris Archer, and his July thumping continues.
5 straight ball games with a home run. That is number 16 on the year. And as Mike said, 6 career homers off Archer. And nobody appreciates that more than Andrew Kashner, as the Orioles now have a 4-1 lead in the ball game. Adam Jones, a base hit, will go after it and foul it away.
And let's take a look at Jonathan Scope's home run here, the hanging slider, and he catches it out in front. A little heel toe action from Jonathan Scope, posing up. Almost 108 miles an hour off the bat, 22 degrees, more the line drive version, but it went a long way, 424 feet up into the seats.
And for our Maryland Lottery contestant, Deborah Lippy, congratulations. That's worth $500 for you. And Jonathan Scope, what a month of July he is having, and a souvenir right there. Swing and a miss. That'll be home run number 11 off Archer on the year. Adams had 2 hits and an RBI. Jones, 1 down, nobody on. Orioles on top. One ball, 2 strike delivery on the way to him. Tomahawks that one to center field. Kiermaier. 2 down. Well, speaking of home runs, take a look at our Major League Notebook. Coming into today's play, thought this was an interesting number from SportsIllustrated.com. You just think about nothing determines a game outcome more than hitting more home runs than your opponent. If you apply that thinking to a season, you're onto something. Last year, 5 of the 6 best teams had the big home run differentials, and they all made the postseason. Yankees, Red Sox, Astros this year on top. See the Orioles a -16 in home runs. That's home runs hit and home runs surrendered. If you've got a big number to your advantage, you're probably going to the postseason.
Yeah, got to hit more than you give up for sure. And looks like coming into the series, interesting side note, the Rays had given up 95 home runs coming in. They've given up a few more since then, but and they'd hit 95, and they're a 500 team. So, I mean, it just tells you right there.
There you go. Jonathan adding to their woes in that department with home runs in 5 straight. Chris Davis, the last one to do that for the Orioles. He had 5 in a row back in 2016 in June. Now Jonathan Scope has gotten it done with a solo shot here in the 5th inning. 0 for 2 for Trumbo. 1-1 delivery on the way and a swing and a miss on a slider away.
Yeah,
now the numbers we showed you earlier, Jonathan Scope has now tied that list of second basemen for consecutive games with home runs by a second baseman at 5. That's the record. Rogers, Hornsby, Sandberg, Thompson, Jose Castillo, Chase Utley did it twice, Brian Dozier, and now Jonathan Scope in the air to right field. That's headed to the gap, and that's going to be right at the base of the wall. Gomez will hold him to a single on a big arm throw. A big long single right off the base of the wire out there in the power alley.
Boy, a lot of good things happening right there for Mark Trumbo, staying on top of a high piece of cheese and smoking it. This is the frozen rope out to right field, beating Gomez deep. Take a look at this swing, spanking that ball. And how about the way he's running? He's thinking 2 right off the bat, and he's forced to stop by the throw back in by Gomez. That's how you run the bases right there. Nice job by Trumbo.
So the Orioles getting to Archer with 2 down, runner on. Here's Chris Davis, walked, scored, and the pitch is going to be a called strike. Chris didn't think so. Turns to Visconti, the home plate umpire, on that one. Four to 1 lead. Orioles have reached that magic number of 4. 4 runs, 7 hits in the ball game. And Davis will take the pitch down and away from Archer. We are expecting that the next 2 games will have bullpen pitchers starting for the Rays. Say that because it may affect what they do in the ball game tonight regarding Archer. How long he stays in. Swing and a miss. Back to 88 on that one, and a 1-ball 2-strike count. Kevin Cash has to manage so carefully with a bullpen that's being used with the so-called openers.
Look at all those guys out there. My goodness.
Got a hotel full of guys.
Got another busload.
Count at 1-2. 2 down inside. They added another today. Andrew Kittredge was recalled, a right-hander from AAA. 4th time he's been up, because after the game last night they traded Johnny Venters to the Braves for an international signing slot. So Kittredge is here and rejoins the team. They've made at least 1 roster move 8 consecutive days. Hello, I'm John Smith. I'm your new teammate. And the pitch will be taken down low. So the count full, 3-2. Trumbo will be running. Bowers moves behind the runner at first base.
Yeah, this Rays team's been busy. First team to really start flicking the switch on making trades, and they haven't stopped. Still very active.
3-ball, 2-strike count. Runner goes. Davis swings and misses. So Archer is going to get a couple of strikeouts, but the Orioles are going to get a run on 2 hits, 1 left on. Jonathan Scope delivers the long ball. Apparently the longest home run of the season for an Oriole. And the Orioles have a 4-1 lead. veterinary medicine for Barks. That's the Baltimore Animal Rescue and Care Shelter. She and her team treat more than 11,000 homeless animals each year. And here and her team have an incredible shelter record of 89% save rate for those animals. The Orioles Charitable Foundation will donate $2,500 to Barks. And congratulations, Doc, on the great work done. That's a lot of work.
Sure is.
So the Orioles up by a score of 4-1. And for Cashner, something to work with here. And he's done a great job so far. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Only been 3 left on base by Tampa Bay and only 1 in scoring position. Joey Wendell, 6th inning, has hit into a double play and he has drawn a walk. 1-1 delivery on the way. Hit him in the batter's box foul.
Getting that good action on the 2-seamer still here in the middle part of the ball game, and I got to believe that Cashner is going to be pretty strong. You know, big reason he was upset coming out of that game in Toronto in his last start. He only threw 79 pitches, and of course Buck was concerned because he'd just come off the disabled list with a little neck problem.
Up the middle, tried to kick at it. It'll be a base hit. Adam Jones will come in to get it. So Wendell is on with a leadoff single here in the 6th inning. Orioles are proud to join Johns Hopkins, University of Maryland, other corporate leaders supporting Baltimore City's Youth Works program, seeking to provide as many as 12,000 Baltimore City youth with summer jobs. To donate, go to BaltimoreCityFoundations.org, choose Mayor's Office of Employment Development Youth Works, and to learn more, go to youthworks.oedworks.com. So the leadoff man on here, leadoff man on Kiermaier, 1st inning scored. They've had the leadoff man on in 3 of the 6. Bowers has grounded out a couple of times, gets a base hit into left field. So coming right back, the Rays. They get the first 2 on here in the 6th inning by putting the ball where they ain't.
All right, man, not a hard hit ball right there, just enough to get it up over Beckham's head and find some outfield grass, but now threatening here with back-to-back singles.
So Cashner will have to work with runners on here in the 6th. The Orioles bullpen will start to just move around a little bit. Ji-Man Choi has grounded out twice, did pick up an RBI in the 1st inning. Only 1 up on the board. 5 hits now for the Rays. They've gone 0 for 3. Runners in scoring position tonight. Andrew Cashner will mitch up high with it. Choi hitting in the number 5 spot. Robertson waiting on deck. Rays have won 2 in a row coming into this ball game. 1-0 count, runners off 1st and 2nd base. That's at the knees for a strike.
Yeah, great pitch. Good movement down there, 89 miles an hour. Choi hits that. It's going to be his 3rd ground ball, and Cashner wants that ground ball for a double play possibility.
So Choi with a 1-ball 1-strike count. And that's going to be up high. So a little danger right here. Orioles up 4-1, but you get the first 2 on. You really want that double play ground ball here. Orioles have been able to turn a double play in the 3rd inning. 2-1 delivery on the way, and that's way up high. Those pitches not close. 3-1.
Boy, Cashner had some problems in the 1st inning with some elevated pitches and ended up making some adjustments, really minimizing the damage in the 1st, giving up just the 1 run. Make an adjustment here.
Here's the 3-1 delivery on the way, and they're loaded. So the base is loaded with nobody out. And that is the 3rd walk surrendered by Cashner in the ball game. And the danger level elevated here in this inning, and Roger McDowell's on his way out. Alan Mills, bullpen coach, moving quickly to get guys up in the bullpen.
Yeah, real quickly. Boy, they've seen it time and time again. When the wheels fall off, they come off quickly. So Givens up fast right now. Roger McDowell out to give Givens an extra minute or 2 and get himself going just in case this thing gets busted open.
So big moment in this ball game right after the Orioles add to their lead. Rays trying to respond. Daniel Robertson will be coming to the plate. Robertson has drawn a walk. and he is grounded out. Robertson is 3 for 4. Lifetime off Cashner. He's had a couple of hits, 7 at bats with the bases loaded. 2 grand slams for Daniel Robertson. He'll take the pitch inside for a ball. Malik Smith, hot hitter, waiting on deck.
You see that sac fly line out there, and still not very deep with the good speed at third base. If he can push it out there to where the outfielders are standing right now, it's a guaranteed run.
2-0 count. So all of a sudden it goes a fluey here on Andrew Cashner.
Yeah.
I mean, one ground ball can take care of it.
Yeah, one right back to him. A little 1-2-3 would be nice.
2-0 count. Runners on every base. 2-0 delivery on the way, and a strike, high strike, just catching the inside corner. That was close.
That's some borderline pitches. Take a look at this one.
Ooh.
Wow.
Cashner gets a break on that one. They kind of even out over the year. 2 ball, 1 strike count, and that's outside.
Boy, patient hitter right here. On base percentage over 380 for the young righty.
10 RBIs with the bases loaded for Daniel Robertson this year. 3 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. He'll go after it. Puts it up in the air to right. It is not deep. Runner's going to tag at third. Wendell, good speed. Joey Rickert the catch. They're going to send him. Here's the throw. Cut off. They'll go to second base to try and get it out. And they will. Caleb Joseph able to cut that off on Joey Rickert's throw. And Joseph gunned it down to second base. A run will score and a sac fly, but they get a big out at second.
That was a great play by Caleb Joseph. Take a look at the tag by Wendell over at third base, but look how far Caleb Joseph comes up that first base line. Throws a strike on the run. Wow, what a play to nail Choi at second base and get that second out.
Big out. And this is something both of these teams have done a lot of this year, and that's run into outs in the base paths. That's a big one. I mean, that's something Tampa Bay could not afford. So even though they will get a run in, it's 4-2, and Joey Rickert helping out on the throw. Now there are 2 down with a runner on at third as Bowers moves over to third base. Malik Smith puts it up in the air to center field. And that's how big that play at second base was. That will retire the side. So a run in on a couple of hits, no errors, and 1 left on base.
Game set. Beckham with the double, ends up on third base. The Rays draw the infield in, and Adam Jones makes them pay. The Orioles make the first mark of the game. Alex Smith over at first base. He's already made 3 outs on the bases in this series. Picked off They're slipping on first base. Danny Valencia slapping another base hit to right field, scoring Adam Jones. The ball gets away from Perez. Chris Davis awarded home, and the Orioles take a 4-1 lead at that time. 4-2 now, and Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
Chris Archer has gone the distance for the Rays, and the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Danny Valencia's made him pay. RBI base hit his last time up, and a single his first time up. So Danny now with a 5-game hit streak. 0-1 delivery on the way. Ground ball the other way. That's what Danny's been doing. This time Wendell had moved over a bit, so he was well positioned to play it.
Right. It's a nice adjustment on right-handed pitchers, and that's been the problem for Valencia. Just pulling off that slider away. Well, staying on it and driving it to right field. Another hard hit ball there. Valencia 4 hits already in this series.
So Archer records the first out, bottom of the 6th inning. Our 19-minute rain delay before the ball game got started. That's why we are deeper into the night than we would have been otherwise. And a fastball at 95 from Archer. Trey Mancini has drawn a walk, and he is hit into a double play. 0-1. And Trey will take the breaking ball away. Didn't go around on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Right back with you tomorrow night. Game 3 of the set. 6:30 O's extra. 7 o'clock. Masson 2. Kevin Gausman against a yet to be announced probably opener, not starter, opener. He's throwing as hard as he has at any point in the ball game.
Yeah. 96 right there. Only 2 strikeouts on the night. But looks like he's trying to climb the ladder now on Boom Boom Mancini. First one 95 at the belt. Next one 96 just above.
1-2 delivery on the way, and then went away. Good play by Trey just to get the bat on the ball that time and protect.
Yeah, nasty pitch, and he already committed. When you commit like that, then you just try to do whatever you can to make contact, and a nice job to keep this AB going.
1-2. Outfield really shaded to right. Huge gap left center. And will just miss away. Archer's been trying to coax home plate umpire Jansen Visconti into calling those strikes, but it hasn't worked.
Yeah, some tough pitches right there. Good take by Trey Mancini.
Look at that gap in left center.
Huge.
2 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Back upstairs and out of play. Archer up to 88 thrown so far in the ball game. He'll go over 100. About half of the starts he's made, he's pitched 100 or more. Two. 15,649. 15,649 the announced attendance tonight. Fireworks to follow the ball game. Mother Nature still cooperating after the monsoon that came in about 5 o'clock. 2-2 delivery again, and this time we'll get him. Tag will be put on for the out.
Now Trey Mancini getting a couple fastballs, mid to high 90s. He topped out 97 in this AB, so he pops a 90-mile-an-hour slider. I mean, that's hard coming out of the hand. All you see is fastball. Gets on top right there, and Mancini committing to the heater, and Archer gets him there.
Did not have a strikeout until the 4th inning. He has now picked up 3 in the ball game. And that pitch will be taken outside for a ball. 4-7-0 for the Orioles. 2-5-1 for the Rays. Joey Rickert, fine defensive play. And a big one to record that out at the plate, or at second base rather, on Ji-Man Choi in that 6th inning. One ball, 1 strike with 2 down. That'll go to left center. Smith put it away. So Archer gets it done in a hurry. 6 complete here at the ballpark. Game 2 of the 4-game set, and it's 4-2-0s.
Performance, 6 strong innings, and he got out of a couple big jams. First inning, minimizing the damage, only giving up the 1 run, and then again in the 6th inning, there were runners all over, and he only gave up the 1 run. A nice job by Cashner, exiting with the 90 pitches. He'll give way to Michael Givens. Givens' 46th game out of this Oriole bullpen. He is a horse. 4.62 earned run average, 58 punch outs. Always seem to lead this bullpen in punch outs. Opponents hitting 251. Lefties up to 282, and giving up the 2 long balls on the year.
Givens well rested. He worked on the 24th last time out against the Red Sox, who by the way are losing now. Chris Sale's not going to get the win. Kimbrel has blown his 3rd save of the year. Yankees were rained out against Kansas City and New York tonight. And that pitch will be taken for a ball. So Carlos Gomez up. Gomez has struck out, flied out. Perez. Adames due up, bottom 3rd of the order here in the top half of the 7th inning. Goes after to choppers. Jonathan Scope can't get it. Got a glove on it, and the ball stuck on the outfield grass. That'll probably be, and is, a base hit.
Nice try there by Jonathan Scope. Gomez going the other way. A lot of times tonight, hitters going opposite way, and it looks like he got it in the glove, just wouldn't stay in there for him. He was hit hard, 111 miles an hour kicking out through that infield.
So Gomez on, and again, Rays are going to get the potential tying run to the plate as they did in the 6th. Perez has picked up a base hit, and he has grounded out. Givens delivered to him will be outside for a ball. Our league leaderboard brought to you by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
How about lowest bullpen earned run average post All-Star break? The Orioles on there at a 3.38. Rays on the list at 3.49. A little bit of a surprise for the Orioles, seeing how lost O'Day, Blyer, and now Britton. But Michael Givens has certainly settled down since a very rough June. He's pitching much better. Fry's pitching well. Mike Wright Jr. as well. So a couple hot arms in the Oriole bullpen.
Pruitt got the save in the ball game last night, his 2nd of the year up in the bullpen. Perez 1-0 delivery. He'll rocket that one off the glove. It'll fall into shallow right field. Rickert will make sure to hold the runner at second base. Gets it back in behind the runner. Ball hit hard. Boy, a couple of tough ones for Jonathan Scope here in the 7th inning.
Right. Boy, oh boy. And you know Scope, if they hit his glove, he wants it to be an out. And a bullet there, though, coming off hot. Take a look. Jonathan Scope getting up, and it's kind of pushing away from us. We had to reach out for it, just tipping off the end of the glove. Good effort there by Jonathan Scope.
So they threaten again. Adames comes to the plate. Willie Adames, their young 22-year-old out of the Dominican Republic, looking for a bunt. He does, and fails miserably as it's caught. Danny Valencia with a big play. Able to haul that one in sliding. He was in at third base anyway and got to it.
Yeah, beautiful play right there by Danny Valencia. You see him in on the grass, and then it's just the recognition and the quick first step to get to that one. Laying out for the first out. A nice play by Valencia.
There's another one of those big plays. So the runners remain at first and second. Now there's an out.
There you go. Getting a good look. That was a good picture. Saw his position as he was angled to see the runner out there at second base. And all eyes on that baseball.
Now Kiermaier, top of the order. Kiermaier, slow ground ball. Scope gets another chance as one. Beckham hurries and throws it away. And it goes in the seats and a run will score. And the runner will go to second base. A 4-3 ball game. They had the out at second easily, but Kiermaier can run. And Beckham threw it wildly.
Yeah, Beckham, I think, just trying to be a little too quick, trying to do a little too much, forcing it, and boy, yoinks and away. My goodness, missing Davis by a large margin right there. Wow. The run scores. Look out, cameraman.
So it's now a one-run ball game, and the potential tying run goes down to second base. And there is no RBI credited on that. It'll come on the error. It'll be a fielder's choice, allowing Kiermaier to reach, and then on the error he also moves to second. Now here is Wendell, and the pitch will be in the inside corner for a strike. Number 2 hitter has had a walk, a base hit, and he has hit into a double play. So each team has committed a costly error in the ball game. Kiermaier down at second. Wendell an 0-1 count with 2 outs. And he goes after Heat and misses. 0-2.
Good fastball with good tailing action away from Wendell there.
Now Castillo joins Pruitt in the bullpen. Wendell hitting only .216 with runners in scoring position. Archer, the benefactor, the starter for the Rays, and that'll be fouled off the other way to hold the count at 2 strikes. So Tampa Bay battling back. Run in the first, run in the 6th, and a run here in the 7th inning. And Kiermaier on at second. A wild throw by Beckham, allowing the run to score and creating this opportunity here with 2 down. Givens looking for his strikeout. 0-2 delivery on the way. That'll be down low.
Good try. Givens change right there. He's rushing that fastball in there, 97 miles an hour. 88 mile an hour change seems pretty hard, but 9 miles an hour off the heater. That's where you want to be.
Wendell 0 for 1, the only time he has faced Michael Givens. 1-2 delivery on the way. And a towering fly ball to right field. Going back on it at the warning track wall is Rickard, and he will put it away. That close. So a run scores on a couple of hits and an error. It could have been worse. Danny Valencia, the first out recorded on the attempted sacrifice bunt. 7th inning stretch time. 3. Gary Thorne, Mike Bordick with you. A reminder that tomorrow the first 25,000 15 and over will receive the Trey Mancini bobblehead. So it does bobble either way.
Right.
Can go either way.
You can go like this. See, that's how it goes. It's cool though. I mean, what?
It was the sound effects. What? Would you do that again? Ooh, 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 ooh. I like that. The sound effects are not included, by the way, with the bobblehead. This Tampa Bay team is a tough one to play against. I mean, they're just not going to go away here in this ball game. Orioles got to hang on here. Another one-run game.
Absolutely. Well, you saw in that last inning really what they're all about. They're going to scrape and claw. You know, they're not going to hit the ball out of the ballpark a ton of times, but they are going to make you work. So you got to play good defense, and you got to make some good pitches, and especially here down the stretch. I mean, because they're going to keep fighting.
Okay, it's just.
Hell, Chris Archer out of the ball game, 6 innings, scattering the 7 hits. Orioles able to get him for 4 runs, but only 3 of those earned. A couple walks and just the 3 punch outs for Chris Archer. The Orioles worked it pretty well, putting the ball in play. 93 pitches, and now he's going to give away to Austin Pruitt out of the Rays bullpen. Pruitt came in last night and got the save. Got a couple wins on the year, a couple saves on the year with a 408 earned run average. Pretty good fastball. And he likes to spin it too. Good breaking ball. He's giving up the 6 long balls. Orioles looking to make a mark or 2 here in the end of the ball game.
Orioles played a lot of one-run games here. They played 12 already in July. That's the most one-run games played this month. And now they're in another one. So Archer's out of there. Best he can hope for is an ND in this ball game. Caleb Joseph will lead it off against Pruitt. And the pitch taken away for a ball.
Now, how about Caleb Joseph? Highest slugging percentage, 7th inning or later. Take a look at the list of names on the list. A couple all-stars on there, and Caleb Joseph at 618. Yeah, Caleb's been swinging the bat well, and he hits much better here at home. 295 clip here at Camden Yards.
Caleb is 1 for 4 off Pruitt. Beckham and then Jonathan Scope will be due up for the Orioles here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Pitch will be hit hard to short in the shift. Adames will make the play and throws it into the screen. Oh my Lord. The Orioles get a break on that one. That's why you run them out. Caleb Joseph will reach as the throw ended up hitting the screen way off the mark.
My goodness. Pretty routine ground ball. Got his feet going. But just chucks that one up into the seats. My goodness. And that is just screaming. Come back. Ooh.
Well, that'll be the 2nd error charge to the Rays in the game. Adames, the shortstop, with it. And that's a break for the Orioles to get the leadoff man on here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And Miguel Castro in the bullpen for the Orioles. Beckham has flied out to left twice, doubled and scored. Adam Jones, an RBI in the 1st inning that brought him home. Jonathan Scope has had his 16th home run, a homer in 5 consecutive games. Got that in the 5th inning. And Danny Valencia's had an RBI single. The other run scored on an error. Each team has an unearned run on the board in the ball game. And each team has 7 hits. 1-0 delivery on the way down to 3rd. And again, Tim Beckham's got to be going, what's going on with my ground balls at 3rd? He had one last night that all but touched the corner of the bag.
Right.
And he's got another one here in this at bat. Again, just that much off from hitting the bag.
Yeah. I mean, whistling some balls down that 3rd base line. Last night it was kind of funny. It actually looked like the ball started fair or foul and then came back fair. Yeah. And then how it didn't hit the base. And Buck Showalter talked about it was amazing because it was just rolling down and just hit a pebble or something to kick up over the top of the bag.
1 ball, 1 strike count. There's a Baltimore chop. Only plays at first. Not going to be any infield hit. Stays right there on the grass. So Beckham says if I can't get one by the bag, I'll put one in front of it. And he's on.
Hey, catch a break right there. Any way you can get him. And the Orioles threatening after an error. A little Baltimore chop. And Robertson trying to make that bare hand play. But a little bit of that funky spin kicks away from him. And hugs that grass. And doesn't get foul. Look at that. Just hanging onto the edge.
So here's a chance for the Orioles to add to that 1-run lead. Orioles 2 for 5 with runners in scoring position. Jonathan Schoop, the home run, came in the 5th inning, number 16, 1 for 3. He has a 10-game hit streak. Got the home run off Chris Archer, the 6th career home run off Archer for Schoop. Nobody out. And he'll go after it and drives it back. Here's our 4th drive of the game.
Yeah, Jonathan Schoop getting into the hanging slider, and there's a kid up there saying, Bob, we're too far away to get a ball. How about 446 feet away, the longest home run by an Oriole this season, and Jonathan Schoop staying red hot.
Hurry into your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs. Nobody out, 2 on. Pruitt, 0-1. That's going to go to the gap, left center field. He's got another base hit. Kiermaier coming over to get it. A run will score. Throw will come into the cutoff man. Jonathan Schoop, 2nd RBI of the ball game. Another multi-hit game, and the Orioles have a 5-3 lead.
Big swing by Schoop, man, and when he's seeing it on the dish right now, he is letting it fly. It is a strong, clean swing right here, direct to the baseball. Another one coming off hot. Man, if he gets that one elevated, it's going to be up into the Rays bullpen. That's scorched out there in the left center field gap. Caleb Joseph, who reached on an error by the shortstop, comes around to score, and that's the tack-on run the Orioles are looking for.
36 RBIs and 5 consecutive multi-hit games for Schoop, along with 5 consecutive homer games. You talk about sizzling. And another visit to the mound. Pruitt came on in the game last night to get the save. Both of his saves this year have come against the Orioles, but not having that kind of success with the error allowing Joseph to reach, and then the back-to-back base hits by Beckham and Schoop. Tim goes all the way over to 3rd. 1st and 3rd here in the 7th. Still nobody out. Orioles 9 hits on the board, and here's Adam Jones, who's had 2 of them. Adam is 2 for 3 in the ball game. Andy is flied out. He'll go after the first pitch and foul it away. Adam a 1 for 4 off Pruitt. Adam has continued his not only hot bat here in the month of July, but also his hot season going against this Rays team, hitting over 280 now in his career against Tampa Bay, and reached for one that he fouls back, bounced it off the plate and backwards.
Tough pitch right here. Pruitt, real good breaking ball. He can spin it. I'm reaching out there, and you see him catch that plate, but kick over Perez's head. The foul ball.
Adams got 15 hits this year against Tampa Bay. He's got more hits against them than any other Oriole. 0-2. 1st and 3rd occupied. That one in the air, left center field. He gave it a ride at the wall, and goodbye home run. Adam Jones delivers a 3 RBI homer, and the Orioles extend their lead 8-3.
Oriole offense really starting to click right now. Some clutch hits, taking advantage of mistakes. That error that started this inning up really opened the floodgates. Adam Jones picking up his 11th home run. That's a pretty impressive 2-strike swing right there. Slider not where Pruitt wanted it, right where Adam Jones wanted it. It was short and sweet, and it jumped out of here. 3-run shot. A lot of smiles in that Oriole dugout.
That's a 4 RBI ball game for Adam Jones, and a 3-hit game as well. Pitch taken outside for a ball.
Take a look at the swing. Here comes the breaking ball, and Adam Jones catches it clean. Man, oh man, no leak forward, stays behind the baseball. He's looked so good with his swing this year. Not a lot of power, though. There's been a little knock, only the 10 home runs, but that's 11, and that's a big one.
For Jones, he breaks out of a streak in which he had not had a home run 41 games. Last one was on June 2nd against the Yankees. And he ends that one here with a 3-run shot. 4 RBIs for him in the ball game is a season high. Inside out foul ball. And for Deborah Lippi, our Merrill Lottery contestant, that's $500. We've had 2 of those tonight. Jonathan Scope with a solo shot. And number 11, a 3-run homer by Adam Jones. And the Orioles get an 8-3 lead in the ball game. Trumbo's had a base hit, lined out, and hit into a fielder's choice. 2-1 delivery will be taken outside for a ball. The Orioles putting the bats to work here in this game. Tampa Bay scored in the first inning. The Orioles tied it up in the first, and then the Orioles, with a couple of runs in the fourth, got a lead and have not surrendered it. That'll be outside by Pruitt. And that will keep the inning alive as Trumbo is on. There's still nobody out. 5 up, 5 on.
Keeping the pressure on right now. And the Orioles, as even as the Rays and the Orioles have played this season, the Orioles love to see the Rays as far as getting their home run numbers back up. That is the 20th home run they've hit against this team this year.
So the Orioles will try and add to it. The shift on double play depth on Chris. He walked and scored in the fourth, has struck out and popped out. Davis will take the pitch down low. Perez makes the nice stop on it. So the Orioles get 4 runs, 3 earned off Archer, and they've added 4 more here against Pruitt, who probably is going to be asked to take one for the team right now. They don't have anybody else warming up in the bullpen, and they're scheduled to start 2 bullpen pitchers tomorrow and Sunday. So if Pruitt can do it, if he can find some outs here, they'll probably let him stay in the ball game, not extend him to the point of where he gets hurt, but leave him in as long as they can.
Well, it seems like they have a pretty optionable bullpen, so there maybe have been a call already as far as being prepared next couple days.
1-1 delivery on the way to Davis, off the end of the bat, center field. Kiermaier there. He'll record the out and back to first base. Trumbo. MLB.TV is now available at a lower price. $82.99. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. The subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, live baseball, your favorite supported devices, blackout, other restrictions apply. MLB.TV. Take advantage of the special offer. Danny Valencia, a couple of hits, 2 for 3 RBI, 2 singles. 5-game hit streak for Danny. Runner on first, 1 away, and a high strike call.
Honestly, not liking that call there, but all that does is kind of fortify the fact they're going to try to stay away. So Valencia might be targeting right field again.
He is 4 for 8 off Pruitt, and he's got that whole right side wide open. 0-1 delivery on the way, and that's exactly where he went. Base hit. Trumbo will make a turn. Gomez up with it. He'll stay at second base. Danny Valencia's got a 3-hit ball game. All of them have gone to right field.
How about that? 3 opposite field knocks off righties. So the adjustment made by Valencia, right? Not trying to pull off right now, not trying to hit the home run off the right-handed pitchers with the good sliders. And this is the example right there. I mean, typically against the righties, that front shoulder might leak, but he is keeping it closed, keeping the front side closed. He had an opposite field hit in yesterday's ball game as well, and you see the numbers. I mean, the bulk of his hits being pulled, but it's nice to see the adjustments being made.
Well, the Orioles a chance to add more with only 1 away. Trey Mancini a walk. 0 for 2 officially at the plate. Orioles 4 for 7 with runners in scoring position. They've picked the pace up from the 0 for 3 they had in the ball game last night, and that has made the difference in this ball game. Orioles now with 11 hits, 8 runs, 11 hits for the Orioles, 3 runs, 7 hits for the Rays. Trey Mancini waiting on Pruitt, 1-0. Long inning for Pruitt coming out of the bullpen, and that error that started it, Caleb Joseph reached on the throwing error. Damas, the shortstop, that opened the floodgates and the Orioles took advantage. Caleb has scored after reaching on the error. 1 ball, 1 strike count. That's going to be a base hit to right field. Everybody join in. They'll hold the runner at third and the bases are loaded. Kiermaier gets it into the cutoff man. So Trey Mancini is on. The Orioles load him up with 1 out.
It's pretty impressive right here, watching the Orioles go about their business. Some real good ABs. Nobody really trying to do too much, using the whole field. I mean, my goodness, they're targeting that outer third with everything. They're not pitching in at all, so hitters starting to stay on it, make the adjustments there. Good swing by Boom Boom Mancini.
Jace Peterson will come on to run for Trey Mancini. Now the Orioles have runners on at first and second, and a dozen hits up on the board. They've now batted around as Joey Rickert stands in. Rickert's had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Double play depth in the infield, and he puts it down the line. It is a fair ball. Trumbo will score. Bounces around the wall. Danny Valencia will score. 2 RBIs. Throw. Backed up. Pitcher throws down. No play. And the Orioles pumping it as Rickert joins the hit parade. It is 11-3.
Wow. A good swing by Joey Rickert, hooking it down that left field line. And then it's off to the races. Of course, the bags are full. Mancini out. Some speed in with Peterson. And you see Valencia jogging around. He knows he's going to score easy. But how about this? The speed coming around. 3 RBI for Joey Rickert. And there's excitement here at Camden Yards.
So the Orioles with a big inning. And they have batted around. It all started with Caleb Joseph reaching on an error. And he is at the plate right now with a runner at second base. Caleb will foul that one off the other way, and Pruitt stays in. They will get warm-up action going in the bullpen. There's still only 1 down here in the 7th inning. 6 hits in an inning in this inning. Kittredge, who we said was just came up again today, is warming up. Adam Jones, 3-run homer. Jonathan Scope, RBI base hit. Joey Rickert, a bases loaded, bases clearing double. Pruitt with the 0-1 delivery. Caleb the other way again, foul.
And we had talked coming in just about this head-to-head matchup. Most of the games that the Orioles and the Rays play are more like blowout games like this. And one of the Orioles' highest scoring games this year, a 17-1 win. They hit 12 home runs in the series down there. So yeah, the Orioles with their hitting shoes on when they face the Rays.
0-2 is the count. And a check swing and 1 around. Jim Hoy the call on the check swing. Caleb thought he had held up on that one.
Burying the breaking ball. Take a look. Looks like that bat head gets out there in front. Caleb looked like he was just trying to hide himself on that. Maybe he didn't see. No, he did.
So there is the second out. 11-3 ball game with the Orioles up. Tim Beckham, top of the order, contributed in this inning with a base hit and a run scored. He's 2 for 4, a double and a single, and 2 runs in. Rickert still on second base. Everybody in the Oriole lineup has contributed offensively, either with a hit or getting on base and scoring via the walk. In fact, everybody has had a hit except Caleb, who reached on an error and scored, and Davis, who reached on a walk and scored. 1-0 count. The 7 runs here ties the Orioles' highest total in an inning. They also got 7 against Tampa Bay in that ball game Mike was talking about on the May 13. They scored 7 runs in the 4th inning of that ball game. They scored 7 runs in the 7th inning of this ball game. One delivery to him, fouled off at the plate.
31 pitches thrown by Pruitt here in this inning. Probably his best 2 sliders there back to back to Tim Beckham. Bury him down in the bottom of the strike zone.
Retired all 3 batters he faced in the 9th inning last night. And here, what a difference that night makes. Facing his 11th batter here in the 7th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner off second. Breaking ball will miss down low. Yankees rained out at home against Kansas City. As we told you, the Red Sox came back and won their ball game against Minnesota 4-3 after Kimbrel blew the save. Sale non-decisioned in the ball game. Red Sox now lead the Yankees by 5. 2-2 pitch, and that's going to be outside. And Pruitt really needs to get an out here. He may have to come out of the ball game. He looks a little weary.
Oh yeah, I got to believe he's done after he walks Beckham and gives up a knock.
Joey Rickard with a bases clearing double. Three ball, 2 strike count on Beckham. Big gap left center. And he walks him. So the torture continues, and that'll be it. Wanted him to get through the inning, but he just can't do it. So Pruitt's going to come out of there as the Orioles have sent 11 to the plate so far, picking up 7 runs on 6 hits in this inning, and Jonathan Scope will get another shot.
With the Rays this summer, and you see he's had some problems here with the earned run average. 7.77 earned run average in his 16 games. He does have a win on the year, only 15 punch outs in 22 innings of work, but the command he's got 10 walks, so just having a hard time harnessing the command of his pitches. Right now he's just looking for the 3rd out. Got to believe though Kittredge will probably be the one finishing up this game. It's going to be a bullpen game tomorrow.
So Pruitt, responsible for the 2 on, has already given up 7 runs, 6 earned, 2/3 of an inning, 6 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 1, and it could get worse with the 2 on. Jonathan Scope, well, Already the big night, his 16th home run, 5 consecutive ball games with a homer, 5 consecutive multi-hit games, as he's also had a single. He's picked up 2 RBIs, is 2 for 4 in the ball game, and has a 10-game hit streak. And on it goes for Jonathan Schoop. 2 on and 2 down. And he'll take it outside. In the Red Sox game tonight, Sale and Scherzer both went over 200 strikeouts on the year. Scherzer's done it 7 consecutive years, and Sale has done it 6 consecutive years. They both reached it tonight in that ball game against one another. For Scherzer, he ties Clemens and Johnson, who also had 7 consecutive years. The all-time leader in consecutive years with 200 or more strikeouts is Tom Seaver. Tom had 9 consecutive seasons, 200 or more Ks. Strike on the outside corner. The Red Sox came back to win it as they tied it up in the 9th inning on a Devers solo home run, and then Betts won it with a walk-off home run in the 10th. First and second, 2-1, 2 down. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Off and flying. Rickard will come in to score from second base. Base hit Jonathan Schoop, 3 RBI game, 3 hit ball game, and it's 12-3.
Wow, the hits keep coming. I mean, the conga line going right now for the Orioles on the base pass. Slider there, and Jonathan Schoop reaching out, touching him, but the bat staying flat through the zone. And a nice swing by Schoop, getting it on the end. And 3rd hit of the day, and here comes Joey Rickard. A little stake for Schoop as well.
So that'll be 8 runs on 7 hits in the inning, and a 12-3 lead. That one charged to Pruitt, also responsible for Beckham at second. Adam Jones already has delivered 3 RBIs in this inning and 4 in the game, as he picked up his 11th home run off Pruitt earlier in the inning. He's got a 3-hit ball game, 2 singles, a homer, 3 for 4, and 4 RBIs. Orioles have a new season high in inning runs in an inning with 8, and that will miss up high for a ball. Thirteenth Oriole to hit here in the 7th. One delivery on the way. Pretty good rip, foul back. 1-2.
Kittredge cutting that one loose. And Adam Jones, like many of the Oriole hitters right now, seeing the ball well and letting it fly.
1 ball, 2 strike count, 2 base runners. And Beckham and Schoop.
Scott Coolball's got to feel pretty good. Too many times this year the Oriole offense has really been clicking on all cylinders.
1-2 reach, Baltimore chomp third, foul ball.
Robertson, that was funny. He kept his feet fair.
Right.
So and I think he kept both feet in, so NFL says that's a catch, but the ball was foul.
So Adam will come back to the plate. With a 1 ball, 2 strike count. Fans hanging in, seeing a lot of offense after the hour and 19-minute rain delay before the ball game got started. And we have played through since. The Orioles have taken full advantage of it. 4 runs, 3 earned, 7 hits off Archer, and 8 runs now against Pruitt. One-two delivery on the way. Chopper third. Not going to be an easy play. Running throw. Nice pick and got him. Yo. A very close play on the hustling Adam Jones. Out is recorded. The Orioles are saying nothing. They're going to let the out go. So the Orioles come away with a big 8-run, 7-hit 7th inning. as the Orioles got big hits. Jones, the home run, number 11, bases loaded double by Joey Rickert, and a big 12-3 lead. His ballpark, performing again here at the ballpark will be country music singer and songwriter Jenny Cherry Brock. That's Brad Brock's wife, will be performing here after the ball game, then the fireworks, and her daughter Briley's on hand. She loves that.
I'm super excited this time because Briley's here, and it's going to be so fun to just show her to just this is my dream. This is what I love to do, and this is what Brad loves to do. So I think it's awesome to just kind of show her both of her parents are going out there and doing it. It's going to be so fun.
So she'll be on. Janae will be on performing after the game. The folks hanging on for the fireworks.
Yeah, good stuff, huh?
Brad's got the family on hand and all working here at the ballpark. Bowers will take the pitch outside. Givens out of the ball game.
Yeah, Castro went in. 42nd appearance here. A couple wins with a 3.32 earned run average. Castro with the 38 punch outs, but 36 walks. So we'd like to get that command harness down a little better. See the rest of the numbers here. Opponents hitting just 223. Righties having a hard time at 216. I'd like to see the ground ball percentage as well, up over 50%.
1 for 3 in the ball game for Bowers, and a 2-ball 2-strike count. Givens works an inning, an unearned run on a couple of hits. Jace Peterson stays in the ball game in left field after running for Trey Mancini. 2-ball 2-strike count, and it'll be down low for a ball. So for Andrew Cashner, run on 5 hits over 6, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts. Orioles putting up the big lead here in this ball game, and opportunity for Cashner to come away with a win and end that drought. And a strikeout here.
Yeah, good cheese ball working away. Of course, Castro slinging it from the side, so it's going to have that action pushing away from the lefty. Nice pitch, well located to get Bauer right there. You see that slinging arm of Castro. My goodness, it comes out of there hot.
1 down. Cashner charged with a couple of runs. If I said 1, it's 2 on the 5 hits. But with a 12-3 lead, not going to complain about it.
No.
And the pitch will be taken down low for a ball. Ji-Man Choi has drawn a walk, grounded out, picked up an RBI and a base hit. Robertson has a sacrifice fly in the ball game. Pitch will go all the way to the backstop. Another run scoring on an error. The Orioles, what a 7th inning, their biggest of the year. 8 runs, 7 earned, 7 hits, an error. They left a couple on base. Pruitt charged with 8 runs, 7 earned in 2/3 of an inning. The Orioles piled up some hits. And that will be fouled off and out of play.
Yeah, Orioles really had some good at bats off Pruitt. Now Pruitt came in and got that save last night. So you know, he was feeling confident, but the Orioles turned things on him. Had some quality ABs. Adam Jones, of course, that big home run on the slider.
2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way. Tables turned from last night, almost exactly the opposite, in that the Orioles were 7 for 12 with runners in scoring position. They were 0 for 3 last night. The Rays are 0 for 7 tonight. They were 5 for 11 last night. Completely different story. 3-1 delivery on the way. A check swing, and he will take it away for a ball. So that'll be a 1-out walk here in the 8th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Castro with a runner on at first base and 1 down. Robertson, sac fly, RBI. Officially 0 for 1, also has a walk in the ball game, and will foul that one away.
Quick bat there, 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Turn that one around pretty quick. A lot of people liking this Robertson young player. His versatility. He's a gamer, swinging the bat very well. He's got some pop. He can play all the infield positions. Ooh.
Right in the middle of the back. So the hit batter will put runners on at first and second here in the 8th inning. Orioles baseball on Masson, brought to you by Ocean City. No end to the fun you'll have at Ocean City, so plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. And by Johns Hopkins Orthopedics. When you have a setback, we set you up for a comeback. One down, 2 on. Walk and a hit batter by Castro. Malek Smith, he's been hit by a pitch. He's 0 for 2. He's had 1 hit, 4 at bats in the first 2 games of this series. And we'll take the pitch away for a ball. So Castro struggling a bit with the strike zone here with a big lead. Castro, this will be outing number 3 against the Rays this year. Run on a hit in 3 1/3 innings against them this season. He does not have a record against them this year in his 0-2 lifetime. Runners off first and second. 2-0 delivery on the way. You'd be hard pressed to find somebody who takes bigger swings consistently than does Malek Smith.
The 1 home run on, maybe he's trying to hit his 2nd home run. I mean, that's a healthy cut, going down to the back knee. Fell down on Cashner. Hey, letting it fly.
2 ball, 1 strike delivery on the way to him. Another one where he goes down on 1 knee, fouls that one off.
On skates in there. Take a look.
Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. He just turned 25 years old, born, raised Tallahassee, Florida, where he still lives. 2-2 delivery on the way and a ground ball towards first base. There's 1, no relay. Beckham coming over to cover to take the throw from Chris Davis. Choi will move over to third base. They get Robertson at second, and Smith is on the fielder's choice.
And Beckham was eating that one. The speed of Smith hustling down the line. He's taking that force out at second base.
So 2 down, runners on at the corners. And Carlos Gomez. Base hit and a run scored in the 7th inning. He is 1 for 3. Did not play last night, getting the start in right field. He's a veteran now, 32 years old, 11 years of major league service. He'll pop the ball up in the air to center. Mr. Jones. We'll put it away for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 are left on base. Bottom of the 8th with the Orioles up 12-3. Ball brought to you by T-Mobile.
I got some runners on the bases, and Robertson looking to pick up the sacrifice fly. Joey Rickards got a good beat on it. He's going to fire it home, but Caleb Joseph makes a great read, hustling up the line about 30 feet, cutting it off. Quick exchange, 0.57 seconds, and then fires it over to Beckham for the tag to get Choi. What a play, really game-changing play. I mean, this team ended up fighting back and putting a big number up there in the 7th inning. I mean, that might have been the defensive play to spark the offense by Joseph.
Kittredge will stay on. Pitch will be taken away. So Echeverria has gone to shortstop. Echeverria at short. Amenamis has moved over there to second base. And moving out to right field is Wendell. So they get some of the starters out with the ball game coming up tomorrow night. Trumbo has single, drawn a walk, lined out, hit into a fielder's choice.
Woo. It's Carlos Gomez.
So Gomez is going to pitch, the right fielder.
Wow.
How about that? And he walks the first batter he faces. So Gomez, who had started in right field and has never pitched at the major league level, is like the 34th position player this year who has pitched more than any other season. And with the bullpen being used to start games, Cash having to do this in order to preserve starters for tomorrow and Sunday. And the pitch taken down low for a ball.
That was a balk right there, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, he's not even looking.
No. Man.
Two-0 delivery on the way. And he there's a balk, I think. Doesn't matter. Yeah, he walked him. This is a travesty.
Yeah, that's too
I
bad.
so am against this. I don't care what the pitching situation is. No position player should ever be allowed to pitch in a Major League Baseball game. It's not Kevin Cash's fault, but this is a travesty. If you're going to do this, wave the white flag and let's just end the game. This is absurd. This no longer are you playing baseball. This is a bunch of foolishness.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either. And You're also, taking the risk of hurting the position player as well. I mean, a lot of players ended up getting hurt. I remember when Jose Canseco pitched for the Red Sox. He ended up going on the DL. Might have been at the end of his career.
There's a balk again. I mean, he's balked every time he's thrown, and at some point the umpire's got to continue to call the game. And Kevin Cash asking why. Well, and not Gomez's fault either. He's not a pitcher. Nunez is pinch hitting here for Danny Valencia. Valencia had a big night, 3 hits, RBI, 3 singles.
Balked again.
Balked again. Oh man, this is just.
Does he understand that?
Disgusting.
You got to come to a set. You see it bringing hands down, and there's no stop. So the umpire's got to stay professional, right? Making calls.
Yeah. Nunez does him a favor, swings. Runner will tag, but not going to go anywhere. Kiermaier puts it away for the out. Nunez retired, 1 away, run in here in the 8th inning. As Gomez records an out. That'll bring Peterson to the plate. This came on to a run for Trey Mancini. So this will be his first at bat. Trey had a base hit his last time up. Pitch is in there for a strike.
Man, you look down in their bullpen and lined right up.
Yep. Trouble for Kevin Cash is he never knows. I mean, they use 6 or 7 pitches in a lot of ball games where they start with a, so you're never quite sure how many you're going to need for the next day. And now he's got 2 days in a row where he's got to go in that direction.
Right.
One ball, 2 strike count. Orioles up 13-3. Tough stuff for the hitters. What are you going to do? You got to hit. You got to be professional at the plate. You'd kind of like to just swing, get this thing over with, because you can't throw a strike.
Yeah, he's all over the place, so you don't feel too safe in there anyway.
No. So he has walked 3, committed 2 balks. Mariñez up in the bullpen. Perez, the young catcher, going out, I'm sure, just trying to remind him now what you got to do here. Probably, I mean, I don't know if he has a windup. He's got a windup. Go ahead and wind up and let the guy go to second. What's the difference? Rather than balking everybody around. Joey Rickert, big ball game, big hit. Part of that 7th inning. Bases loaded double, 3 RBIs. 1 for 3 in the ball game. 1 down, runners on at first and third. Kittredge worked 1/3 of an inning in his outing, coming on to finally end that big inning for the Orioles. He was charged with the 1 earned run on no hits. I mean, really? Now we're going to get another position player to pitch. Sucre, who's the catcher. He's going to come on and try it. So Jesus Sucre will come on. See if he can throw a strike and get out of the inning.
Yeah, Gomez, I was a little surprised with the velocity Gomez had, though. 89 miles an hour. That's pretty hard, but of course, only threw a couple strikes in there. And he'll feel that tomorrow, I'll tell you.
Sucre has worked a third of an inning this year. He's worked 3 1/3 innings in his career. He worked against Miami this year. He's given up in 3 1/3 innings in his career. He's given up 8 runs on 11 hits and 3 walks.
Oh, he throws strikes.
Austin Wynns will pinch hit for Caleb. Bases are loaded, 1 out. And Wynns will foul it off. Gomez, the third of an inning, 4 walks, so far 1 run. Mercifully close enough for him to swing at.
Right.
Little floater will go to right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Station to station. So Wynns will be credited with a single and an RBI. Orioles score their 2nd run of the inning. All of these are going to be charged to Gomez for the moment. Bases will remain loaded. And that will bring Beckham to the plate. He'll go after it and chop it foul. Bases remain loaded, 1 down. We're in the 8th. Orioles with the 14-3 lead. 17 against Tampa Bay in an earlier game is their high in runs scored. Eight runs in the 7th inning is their inning high this year. Fouled off.
A hard time waiting on him. 69, 70 miles an hour. At least he's throwing strikes, right?
Wynns picking up his 2nd career RBI, by the way, on that base hit. 0-2. Down to third. Play will go to first. And record the out. Could have come home probably. Saved a run, but
right.
What does it matter? So an RBI will be picked up on the ground ball out by Beckham. Peterson will score. That's going to be the 3rd run scored here in the 8th inning. Now there are runners at 2nd and 3rd. And there are 2 down. And here's Jonathan Scope. Well, already his 16th home run, 3 RBI ball game, 3 hit ball game with 2 singles and a homer. And now he gets to face Sucre, the catcher, pitching. 1-0 delivery on the way. Hitters never see this because it isn't even batting practice. I mean, batting practice is double the speed of what they're seeing right now.
Right. Now, did you see Sucre right there? He was worried that ball was coming right back at him.
Yeah. Popped him up. Middle infield. First base. It'll be handled by Bowers, and that will do it. So the Orioles put 3 up, and we go to the 9th inning, 3 outs away from an Orioles W. Brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. And by Visit Annapolis. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. Just to prove there are baseball gods, the bottom of the 8th inning ended. It is 15-3 as we go to the 9th inning.
It was a long, tough one. Let's take a look at Martinez into the ball game. An opportunity coming in last night. This will be his 6th appearance, a 1.80 earned run average. A good fastball slider combination for Martinez, power pitcher. He's been around for a while.
He will face the rookie catcher. Perez has gone the distance behind the plate. Couple of singles, 2 for 3. And that is going to be in there for a strike. Castro worked an inning. He had a walk and a strikeout. A hit batter. Givens 1 unearned run, 2 hits in an inning. And Cashner waiting on a W, but he'll have to wait a little longer. Well, I'll tell you something, it's breaking in. You couldn't do much better than Perez has done here in the first 2 games played. Hope you'll join us again tomorrow. Game 3 of the 4-game set. Kevin Gausman will be on the mound. The starter for Tampa Bay will be announced after the game. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Southwest. Game coverage at 7. All the access you need right here on MASN. So the leadoff man on. Adames at the plate with a runner at first. And in the air to center. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So they lead off the 9th inning with a couple of singles and turn the order over. Perez down to second base. Adames on at first. And Kevin Kiermaier will get another at bat. A couple of singles in the ball game, 2 for 4. He's 3 for 7 in the first 2 games of the series. Teams piling up the numbers here. Orioles 15 runs on 15 hits. And the Rays have 3 runs on 9 hits. We said the Rays just have not been able to convert. 0 for 9 runners in scoring position in the ball game.
Yeah, they had a couple opportunities, but Cashner shut them down.
Play will be at first. There's the flip for the out. Runners will move up, 1 down. So Kiermaier retired. Perez goes to third. Adames goes down to second. Cashner is going to be 3 and 9. and that long drought without a win. It will be his first career victory here in this ballpark. He'll be 1-1 this year against the Rays. 2-1 lifetime for Andrew. That'll hit him in the batter's box. Joey Wendell. Nunez stays in the ball game playing at third base. Danny Valencia out of there. Wendell, who moved to right field that last half inning, has walked, singled, hit into a double play and flied out. 3 hits, 7 at bats here in the first 2 games. And the pitch will be away for a ball. Chris Archer will take the loss. He will be 3-5. And his numbers against the Orioles lifetime will be 6-10. And his struggles here in this ballpark continue. Here at Camden Yards, 2 wins, 7 losses. Lifetime at Camden Yards.
Yeah, some
Mourinho's
of the players,
way outside.
Some of the players that had some good career numbers off him lived right up to the career numbers. Adam Jones, Jonathan Scope doing some damage.
Everybody in the lineup for the offense contributing in this ball game. Runners off, second and third. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Held up on the swing, and the count will go to 3-1. So Mourinho is struggling here a bit with a couple on and falls behind 3-1.
Well, he wants to make some good pitches. He doesn't want any runs come across, and his earned run average going.
Three-one delivery on the way, and walked him. Mourinho's making his 101st career appearance, as he is a veteran coming up from AAA Norfolk for the Orioles. Now trying to wrap up this ball game. Orioles will be 5-6 against Tampa Bay on the year. 2 more left to go in this 4-game set. Sacks full, 1 down. Bowers will take the pitch. Bowers a base hit. He's 1 for 4. A couple of hits, 8 at bats in the first 2 games, and an RBI.
Keep that little sinker right in the middle of the plate. That's the pitch you want. Put it in play for a double play.
Two and 0.
Buck having a good talk over there with Alex Cobb.
Two-0 delivery, 3-0. Fans have hung around here all night for fireworks. They're ready.
Yeah.
Hour 19-minute rain delay before we got started, and then an exceedingly long game with that big 8-run 7th inning for the Orioles. 3-0 pitch taken. A Bronx cheer from a tired crowd. 3-1. Runners off every base. With 1 away, there's an RBI and a bases loaded walk. So Bowers picks it up. Orange McDowell will head out. Perez scores after reaching on a single. Bases remain loaded.
Roger asked him if he's feeling all right. Take a little breather right here. Tough ball game to come into. Obviously the big blowout, but with his movement, just keep it on the plate. Let him put it in play and hope the defense can roll it up.
Consecutive walks here in the 9th inning. Sucre, who came on to get a couple outs to retire the side. So the sack's loaded, one away. Hechavarria getting his first at bat in the ball game. Amazing. 2-0. Hechavarria started in the ball game and had a base hit, RBI, 1 for 4 last night at shortstop. 2-0 delivery on the way to him, and he'll put that in the air to center. Adam Jones has it lined up. Runner will tag at third. Adames will score. Second run in here in the inning. RBI, Hechavarria on the sac fly, and there are 2 down.
Just about getting outs now, right?
Yep.
And the only way you're going to do it is throw some strikes.
Robertson coming up. 2 down, runners at first and second base. Hit by a pitch his last time up. RBI sac fly in the ball game. He has also walked and grounded out. Adam Jones. And this thing is over. A couple of runs in here in the 9th inning. They do it on 2 hits. Will leave 2 on base. The Orioles win it by a score of 15-5 with a big offensive explosion. Andrew Cashner, his 3rd win of the year.